I'm your host, One Three. We don't let nothing marinate. We get straight to the sauce. Everything saucy. Shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. Listen, I know it's been a grip, baby. I know it's been a grip. But at the end of the day, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. You hear me? Do Sabe Records. Do Sabe Records. But you see. And the crazy thing is, I broke this news like a week and a half ago. I hit sign up. I'm like, yo, don't be surprised if this situation happens. And look, well, listen, we always break the news, but I've been dealing with some things in the background, behind the scenes, and it is what it is at the end of the day. It is what it is. But let me go get myself together real fast. I had to come on and cook, man. Keyshawn, did Bill Haney lie to Keyshawn? Does David Benavidez, Boots, Tank Davis, Smear Camp? Listen, we're going to cook. We're going to cook. I've been fighting the pills in the background, winning. Let's go. It's just one appeal. I'm dealing with Turkey and them young boy, but it's cool though. It's cool. It's cool. Y'all can't stop the growth. Now, I mean, niggas in the DMs hitting me like, facts, we need y'all back. We need y'all back. Why? Because y'all the only people that keep it real in these streets. Y'all ain't got no agenda. There's no agenda. There's no propaganda with all facts, no opinion, score podcast. We here to give you the truth, and we here to cook. Let me get myself together. Just run it up with 12 Skinny. Yeah. Let's go.
Right. For all you niggas hating, here's a warning shot. I'm really in them trenches where you niggas not. Rolls from the slumbers, cops hit the block. Ducking from the D's when I flee the spot. 62 grams if a nigga flop. Drop it in the water, watch it all lot. Shorty hit my number, but she called block. Everybody not a gunner, fraud stop. Got me feeling like Fab when the ball drop. Coke boy like French flood the whole block. 18.5 for a whole block. I'm talking 98 hove in a old rock. Big fish in the water, frog stop. I'm everywhere in the city, y'all not. I'm up 5 on you bitches, check the shot clock. .1 for the win, I'm in a hard time. Diamonds dancing on you bitches while I call shots. Big one, I'm the one, call me Big Eye. 50 in a drum and stop your man dreams. Beam on the tip, Glock submachine. Sitting at the top, see the nosebleeds. Shorty hit my phone, trying to roll E. Highlights, sports,
my
on the
apologies.
floor, see. Action main whore, she adore me. Niggas hate a lot in the pain drawn. Off of my salads when the day's long. I spit the block, see that K talk. 17 full brick in that cane form. Bitch, I'm on game with the game caution. Rest in peace, your whole game with the game offer. You my target, motherfucker. Finger to the judge, cold-hearted motherfucker. VVS cut, stones white, motherfucker. Get ice, motherfucker. This the life, young sucker. Yeah, I turned 1 into 2 though. Drop black Benz, AMG 2 though. I'm getting rich, nigga, pardon me. Real street nigga, the hood honor me. Black and Mary jeans with a RT. Running up the digits with the offering. 6-figure deals, plus marketing. Crushing all these bitches at the offering. Lay the foundation like a carpenter. And some footies like, yay, we the mafia. Chill. 1-3.
Bro, YouTube, send out those notifications. I know been a grip, send them out.
For all you niggas hating, here's a warning shot. I'm really in them trenches where you niggas not. Rolls from the slumbers, cops hit the block. Ducking from the D's when I flee the spot. 62 grams if a nigga flop. Drop it in the water, watch it all lot. Shorty hit my number, but she called block. Everybody not a gunner, fraud stop. Got me feeling like Fab when the ball drop. Coke boy like French flood the whole block.
Been that long?
5 for a whole block. I'm talking 98.
Been that long, YouTube?
Big fish in the water, frog stop. I'm everywhere in the city, y'all not. I'm up 5.
Cool, though.
Bitches check the shot.
Long as 1, 2, 3 people listen to the conversation, you hear?
Diamonds dancing on you bitches while
But you know who always breaks the news. We're not a part of the program. We're not a part of the program. You know who
Beam on the tip, Glock submachine. Sitting at the top.
You know who breaks the news all the time. It's all facts, no opinion, score podcast. Ho. Just in case. Let me
Niggas hate a lot in the pain drawn.
Let me put it in the
Off my
comments.
slots when the
Hey,
day's
yo,
long.
what up, Mata?
Spit the block, see that
Yeah,
cane
Bam
talk.
vs. Vargas this week's
17
going to be a
full
good
brick in
one.
that cane
It's going to be a good one.
Bitch, I'm on game with the game cautious.
It's definitely
Rest
going
in
to be a
peace,
good
your
one.
whole game with the game offer.
It's definitely going to be a
You my
good one.
target, motherfucker. Finger to the judge, cold-hearted
It's definitely going to be a
motherfucker.
good one, man. And
BBS cut,
I'm going to love it.
stones, white
I'm going
motherfucker. Get ice, motherfucker. This
to
the
love
life,
it. You
young
know,
sucker. Yeah, I turned
one thing
into
about
2-0.
Vargas,
Drop
you know,
black
we're
pants,
going to
hands
start
with
off there. You hear me?
G2
One thing about
I'm
Vargas,
getting rich, nigga,
I've been
pardon me.
watching this fight lately,
Real
kid
street,
from
nigga, the
Florida.
hood
You
on it.
know,
Black
solid,
and Mary
solid
Jane's,
opponent.
but
He's
it's
a
hard to
champion.
see.
He
Running
goes
up the
out on his
digits with the
field all of the
offering.
time.
6-figure deals, plus
Yes,
marketing.
yes, it is.
Crushing all these bitches at the offering.
That's it.
Lay the foundation like
No,
a
the Jackie
carpenter.
Chan footage,
And some
I'm going to
footies
say
like,
that.
yay, we the mafia.
One thing about Vargas, you know, and he goes out on his shield. You know, he a little Americanish, you know. But one thing about him, he'll get up and go out on his shield, and it's like once he get knocked down, it fuels him. You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Um, you know, can y'all hear me? Yeah, but one thing about Vargas, since I've been watching him, you know, he's a warrior. He goes out on the shield. You know, it's gonna be a great one. You know, but I'm gonna keep it tall. You know, it can be an upset, but I won't be surprised if Dan get him out the way. You know, we watched the Puerto Rican kid last time, first round. You know, put him right down. You know, um, but it's going to be a good one. And the card, cool, yo, that's a lit card. The card, listen. Don't get me wrong, my peoples, but that card, if the music wasn't away, okay, my apologies. You know, one thing about that Bam and Vargas card, that joint lit. It's a solid card, you know, especially for, you know, you got Telez on there, you got the other lady, you know, you got some fighters, some great fighters that's going to come up on there, you know, and it's a great time, you know, so they can show their skills. You know, they got an opportunity on the big stage, and they get to show the world, you know, that they're next up. You feel me? But with this one, you know, me and Sant been talking in the background. He was like, "Yo, I heard the kid Vargas such and such." I said, "Yeah, man. You know, I've been watching him, checking up on him, see what kind of opponent he is. You know, he's a solid opponent. Like I said, he'll get up and go out on the shield, but he has a chin problem. He do have a chin problem, and that chin, that chin is kind of suspect. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, long as you get up and go out on your shield, that's all that count. But every time he gets knocked down, that's what motivates him. That's the key thing about that guy. He get knocked down, he'll get up. It motivates him. It motivates him. You know, I've been watching a couple of Bam fights lately too. You know, the fight where Bam got dropped, and I'm listening to the other guy corner, you know, and I keep forgetting the brother's name. Shout out to my Mexicanos, but I'm listening to the guy corner, and he's saying, "Yo, Bam is not strong. He's not strong. He don't have no power. He's not strong." So by me listening to that, I'm like, damn, it's just accumulating of punches throughout the rounds that'll get a person out of here with Bam, you know. And then the fight after that, if I'm not mistaken, when he was fighting Puma, you know, when he was fighting Puma, you know, in Bam corner, you hear Robert Garcia was like, "How you feel now?" Like, listen, I keep saying that later on in the round, Bam got better, but he just kept asking Bam, "Do you feel his power? Do you feel his power? How you feel? Do you feel energetic?" And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Why would you say that? You know, but to each his own, my brothers, to each his own, you know. But it's a banger. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a banger. You know, I'm not a fan of either or. I'm just a fan of boxing. You know, yes, you know, we want Bam to win. And 9 times out of 10, we know if it goes the distance, Bam is going to get the victory. But can Bam knock Vargas out? Yes, the fuck he can. You know, yes, he can. Yes, he can. And same thing with Bam. He'll get dropped, get up, and go out on the shield. I respect that. You know, I got to see more Vargas You know, I only seen like 4 fights, so I'm gonna go back like when he started and see how his footwork is. But Bam with them angles, especially on the inside, you know, switching his angles, is going to be a real problem for Vargas. And don't listen, don't. I'm just saying it. Don't be surprised when Bam turn on the angle, hit him with an uppercut. He might hit him with the body or hit him with an uppercut and come over with that overhand. I guarantee you that's going to be the knockout punch. It's all fireworks. It's all fireworks. It's definitely all fireworks. But it's going to be a banger. That's one thing I can't deny about Vargas. All of the fights I watched, every time he got dropped, he got up and went out on the shield. I just seen the knockout when he was fighting the other Puerto Rican kid, and in the first round, you know, you seen it. You know, you seen it. But we gonna see what it is. You know, that card mean though. That's a mean card, my brothers. That's a mean card. That's a mean card. I like the card, especially for all of these up and coming fighters that's getting signed to a Matchroom, a Top Rank, a PBC, a Golden Boy, etc. You know, and I love it. I like it. You know, and boxing starts now, my brothers. This week on out, boxing starts. Listen, the month of June been lit. This is probably the best month of boxing. June is probably the best month of boxing, and the reason I say that, just look. Just look at every main event, every Saturday, from Friday to Saturday, look at every card, you know. We lit to the 27th. Now, I mean, we lit to the 27th. Then the 28th, we still get, you know, De Los Santos and Rayo in that rematch. But I don't want to hear none of that. We just seen what De Los Santos did to his last opponent, put him to sleep. You know, but give me 1 second. You know, when I hear certain government trucks, you know, even though I'm on house arrest, you know what I mean? When I hear government trucks, a nigga get nervous, you know what I mean? I'm just saying though, you know? I'm just saying though. But yeah, Lamont Roach and William Zepeda, you know, a situation was yesterday, they press conference. The promotional companies, all heavy hitters. It's gonna be one of those ones, y'all. It's gonna be one of those ones. Do I think Lamont Roach can stop William Zepeda? Yes, I do. And vice versa. You know, and that's another, you know how, you know, Lamont is half Puerto Rican and half black, you know, which be the same people versus a Mexican. So, you know, it's going to be all fireworks. But the key thing is, shout out to my co-host Santos Boxing. I was telling him, I say, you know, it's going to be the same, because I thought Pitbull beat Lamont. Hands down, I thought Pitbull won. But I told Son, I say, you know, one thing I seen about William Zepeda, the best performance, Tevin Farmer had the best performance. The first fight was the best performance. He really beat William Zepeda, dropped him, etc. He had a way better performance than Shakur had against William Zepeda. You know? And one thing that I thought Shakur was going to do was keep it in the center of the ring. You know? Because when you watch Shakur just doing him in the center of the ring, never on the ropes, Zepeda ain't had nothing for him. It looked like every time he kept popping Zepeda head back, it looked like Shakur had super duper power. But one thing about Lamont, he's going to stand in the inside and bang you. You know? And what I told Son, I said, one thing I learned about William Zepeda, to me, he's a smarter Pitbull. He's a smarter Pitbull Cruz. And what I mean by that, you see the punch output, but he's more smarter. He'll jab more. You feel me? He jab more. Like when Pitbull fought Lamont, I kept telling y'all, you just started to see Pitbull jab more. You know what I mean? And then you seen Pitbull reset. That's what got a lot of people like, oh, he got tired. No, nigga, he reset it, came back, and he was boxing. He was light on his feet. And that's one thing about William Zepeda. He learned off that Shakur fight, that Shakur fight could have been a draw, but you know me. If you fight a fighter style and the fighter force you to fight his fight, 9 times out of 10, that fighter is winning. And I always tell a person there's 2 types of ways to get a victory. Well, you know, disqualification, but either you get them knocked out, but if you go the distance, it's supposed to be on points. The person that scored the most points is the victorious one. Like, you watch a lot of people say, Raymond Montalia beat the shit out of Andy Cruz. Win. Weird. If he landed 175 punches and Andy Cruz landed 1 more punch than him, it could have been a draw, or you could have gave the victory to Andy Cruz. But we fight all night. What up? All smoke. Listen, shout out my brother. We fight all night. You know, he came up with a good topic for me. And hey, we fight all night. That's why I came here early, my brother. Because I'm going to hit you after this. That's why I came here early to do this. Because we got another show coming. We got another show coming. And shout out to my brother. We fight all night. Now, I may add a little song and adobo to my situation. To the moon we go with this new show. To the moon we go with this new show. And the crazy thing is, I'm going to title it with the title my brother gave me, man. But shout out, we fight all night. You know, go over there, tune in, and we fight all night for all of the combat sports news. You hear me? Especially when you know what's going on in this White House situation. Stop going to the propaganda commentators, the propaganda analysts, and come to the real. Shout out, my brother. We fight all night. You already know what it is, my brother. Every fight from boxing, kickboxing, UFC. Listen, anything. Go subscribe to my brother. We fight all night. I promise you. And we game all night too. 2 channels. Holla at us. You hear, Ski? But yes, while I'm sitting on my brother, we fight all night. You know, a lot of the White House situations that's going on, you know, my brother can get into more detail with you. Because it's not about no propaganda. It's us analysts out here and commentators that's doing it from the muscle. You know, some of us got real sources in the game. You know, just like us. You know, we've been broke a lot of fights, and now all of these fights happening. You know, but you got a lot of people to be like, well, you know, we gotta wait till these people say it. No, the fuck we don't. This is the reason why we here. This is the reason we got a podcast, right? This is the reason. This is the reason why we breaking news, boxing news. I ain't gotta wait to another person. Why you think? See, when I was growing up, journalists and analysts wanted to be the first to break the news. So since we here, we breaking the news. This is what we got to do. Especially if you got sources. No, especially you got sources. Shout out to PBC. No, I love PBC. You know, people be like, what? I got homies over there, bro. Know what I mean? Plus, no, I know since 2015 to 2024, they put on all of the best fights. But you know, when certain entities come in here and put shit in your head, you see the outcome was going on now. You know, you see the outcome was going on now. You know, but yes, you know, Lamont Roach, Williams Zepeda, you know, Williams Zepeda being a smarter version of Pitbull Cruz, you know, it's going to be a banger. It's going to definitely be a banger. I want to get into this David Benavidez situation, right? Jay Obatiah, especially Bitterly. I want to talk to you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bitterly. You understand me? You had the opportunity to fight El Motro. You had the opportunity, my brother. It was you, Anthony Yarde, or Bivol. We already knew during that rematch. When Bivol got that rematch, y'all already knew y'all was having the trilogy. But what happened? Bivol ended up falling out because he had to get a surgery, right? But you ain't had nothing going on with yourself. Turkey and them contact you. You told them no, you're waiting on the trilogy. So he ended up getting Anthony Yarde. Shout out Anthony Yarde, who never ducks no smoke. You know, and one thing about Anthony Yarde, I always tell people, just look what he's doing, and he don't even spar, my brothers. The brother don't spar at all. That's crazy. And I learned this, like, cause I was watching, I'm like, damn, you know, because I always look at the next best European coming out. And I do think Ben Whitaker is that. But I'm watching Anthony Yarde, and I'm like, yo, Anthony got it. Even Riley, shout out Riley. You know, Riley, you know, been going through his ups and downs, but shout out Riley putting his motherfucker work in, and he's the European champion, Commonwealth champion. But yes, I want to get into Anthony Yarde, right? One thing I learned about Anthony Yarde in the Kovalev fight, the brother do not spar nobody. He just go in the ring, and all of that shit is God-given talent. It's natural. You feel me? And I always say, listen, just like Nair Wu Albright, if Anthony Yarde during camp was to spar a lot, he'd be a dangerous fighter out here. He'd be a real problem. You know, it's just like when I mentioned Wu Albright. The reason I mentioned Wu is because Wu when he got fights, he go to training camp, but he work a 12-hour job every day. So let's say he was to get paid time off, you know what I mean? PTOs and shit for like 8 weeks. You know, they'll call job, yo, I'm going to training, just give me 8 weeks out. If he was to be able to do that, he'll be more of a solid fighter because he'll know how to because his jab is crazy, but you know, he always disbanded his jab. But the reason I'm getting to Bittery is because Bittery, you had the opportunity to fight this brother. But now you want to come out and start talking all of this mierda, all of this bullshit, bro. We're not trying to hear none of that bullshit, nigga. You had the opportunity, nigga, and you dropped the ball, my nigga. Now you want to come talking all this hot ass truck, man, all of this hot garbage shit. Bro, we're not trying to hear none of that, my brothers. We like to see real contenders go at it. Because this is what it's called. It's called prize fighting. So make it happen, Captain. All of that bullshit in the back. Listen, David Benavidez ducks no smoke. I watch stupid people saying bro, Canelo. Let me talk to you. Ven aquí, Canelo. Tu sabes. You understand me? I want to talk to you. You talking all that shit. Who did David Benavidez fight? He fought all of your fucking mandatories. WBO, WBC, IBF, WBA. He fought all of your mandatories. Only person y'all got in common on y'all motherfucking resume is Caleb Plant. But Canelo, you ain't fight Boo Andre. David Benavidez had to fight you, man. All of your mandatories, David Benavidez clinked them niggas at 168. Hey, listen, y'all talking about a Canelo. Okay, you take Canelo out of a nigga. Who did any of them niggas fight? I'm gonna get the Bibble. Because Benavidez, they got over 70 rounds in sparring. Don't let people tell you something. They got 70 rounds in sparring. And those ropes always say he's Bibble. Bibble was going in there getting his ass whipped with Zordo Ramirez. Them niggas was getting their ass whipped by Benavidez. So we're going to keep that shit tall just like that. Bivol, you know the outcome. One thing about Bivol, he's too amateurish. And what I mean by that is just this is how he don't even throw a straight jab here. So here. This is how he fight. He'll jump in with the jab. Well, it's like an overhand jab here. Then he'll jump back. This is how he fight all day. And remember when I started the live, how you win the fight? He's worried about winning the fight off points, which is true. The winner, listen, if there's no knockouts and it goes to distance, the judges, my brothers, the judges supposed to go to the scorecards and add up the points and see who landed the most punches to win to get the victory. We watched Laura beat Canelo. Laura beat Canelo and got robbed. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hey, man. He stepped out, man. My apologies, y'all. My apologies. That was me. You know what I mean? On the clock and shit. But yes, the point I'm getting to is, your style is too amateurish. It's too amateurish. But I dislike when people say, well, it's sparring. Let me tell you something. And I tell my son this. When people sparring, when I was growing up, well, when you spar is you working on certain things. You feel me? But nowadays, sparring is like an actual match. It's an actual match. You go in there and these brothers really be fighting. Niggas don't be trying to work on nothing. Niggas like, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to take this motherfucking head off. And you like, sparring is for you to work on something, brother. You feel me? Like, if I'm getting prepared for a pressure fighter, my first 3-4 rounds is going to be that whoever I'm bringing in to mimic that person, to pressure me. And it's all about me being on my back foot. That's 1 round. 2nd round, me being on my back foot, throwing off my back foot. 3rd round is when he's pressuring me and I'm on my back foot, switch to different angles. Now, I mean, it's certain things. And the 4th round, it's my defense. It's my defense, But nowadays sparring, they don't do none of that. Oh, he's sparring, it's another match. It's another match. It's like an amateur match, right? It's like a Golden Glove match. You just got the headgear on, And when I see things like that, I always question that shit, you know, because I'm like, bro, you got your ass with the sparring. Don't do that. It's gonna be the same outcome. Why? Because the person downloaded data and he know what he. You know, I watch a lot of people talk about the David Benavidez knockout situation. And Zordo was getting knocked out regardless. It's that when you throw in hooks and you bringing it back, shit gonna happen. But I can tell none of you people don't know nothing about boxing, especially when you on the inside. Don't believe me? Go back and watch Bachram versus Tim Tszyu. How did he knock Tim Tszyu out? Elbow. And then once you learn the game of throwing a hook, you know the elbow follow behind, nigga. The elbow gotta follow behind. But when you throwing punches and you like that, because some people throw a hook and come back like that, block, boom, boom, on some 52 block shit. But sometimes some things that happen. And he has no real boxer in his camp. Bro, not training with no world-class athletes. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, we fight all night. Thank you. And I fully agree with you. Tio ain't had no type of elite competition in his camp to get him past Shakur. And all Shakur beat him was a jab. And he know that. But it shows that, bro, that nigga jab is crazy. But while we on Shakur and all that, right? We seen Shakur get in the ring with O'Shaquie Foster, right? And people were like, damn, he's bigger than O'Shaquie. No, my brothers, they're the same size. They both 5'8", Shockey just 5'8.5". Shakur had on the Xander Zayas. He had on the Xanders. You know, the Hills. He had the Xanders on. You know? And another thing, Shakur reach is 68. 68 inches, right? O'Shaquie reach is 72. 2019, shout out to Brian Custer, did an interview with Shakur back in 2018, 2019, and they asked Shakur Stevenson, who's next up that nobody know about? First name he said, that can be dangerous because all these boxers out here trying to make them. Facts. I agree with you. But one thing about Shakur sat back and said, Oceanique Foster. He mentioned Oceanique Foster. He mentioned Ice Water years ago and told people he's next to be watch out. Never mentioned Keyshawn, never mentioned Emmanuel Chance, never mentioned Zay Quinn Moses, never mentioned nobody but Oceanique Foster, which is O'Shaquie Foster. Shout out Shot Dog, shout out Ice Water. But the thing I want to get to that is, that's the fight we want to see. I don't want to see Shakur and Dev. I want to see Keyshawn versus Devin Haney. Because Bill Haney came out his mouth during the Jermaine Ortiz fight, during that whole fight, saying, if you win, you know what we talked about on the DMs. He went in there and did, even though that stoppage was premature, because, bro, you ain't even give Jermaine a chance, man. You think Shakur stop shot? I don't know. I got that joint being a great chess match, you know. I hear in sparring, Shockey was whooping his ass. Shockey whooped his ass so bad, he made Shakur and Edgar Berlanga smoke whips. Them niggas was whipping it, dog. I don't even know what the fuck a whip is, so I don't know if whips is smoking. I don't know that the huffing back. I don't know what the fuck whips is. So if somebody in Texas, what is whips? What the fuck is whips? And when I get O'Shaquie on this joint, I will ask O'Shaquie, what is whips? I would like to know what the fuck is a whip is. You know? But yeah, man. Yeah, you know that we can get a lot of great fights right now. Big fights right now. And every fight we naming is a big fight in boxing. You know, and will take over that month. And will put us back on top. You know? You know, everybody be like, damn, Facts, why you be, listen, man. Me, when I go on here, I try to make people laugh, even if it's the truth. You know, you got a couple people coming out. I'm going to talk about Zuffa right now. You know, as long as Zuffa bringing in boxing cards is cool with me. You know, but you know, you got other people going around. It's like, yo, I went to the Zuffa event. It's just like it's not what they saying it seems. You know, and all I'm saying is Nick Khan, Ish Henson. We understand Dana there, but you got to tell him sometimes, man, just keep his mouth shut. Keep his mouth shut, yo. keep his mouth shut. Because we already know what's. I already told y'all. Trump already got 15%. He got 15% of the shares in TKO. Y'all see what's happening. It's going down. 9 times out of 10 that shit going to get passed. But everybody is fighting for it. Don't name it the Ali Act revival, because these people know that if the Ali Act really stays, it can happen all across the world. Now the fighters get paid. But sometimes these fighters got to understand, for a fighter to get paid, nigga, the company got to get paid, nigga. You know what I mean? And that's what's owning the company, right? But sometimes, people will take it too far, and that's Dana, And one thing I can say about Dana, he's a smart man. When I was growing up, I always heard a businessman never invests his money. He always get rich off other people's money. And people are like, what you mean by that? I'm going to use this as an example. It's like you in the streets, right? You want to get money. A nigga just come and say, yo, I got these things here. Give me 17,000 for this, but I'm going to front it to you. Like, I get you 17,000 out of my pocket. Well, give me that. You make it, give him his bread. Now you up and you, Same thing with certain businesses, Dana just, he just, I don't think nobody can't save boxing. You heard me? Because the problem in boxing is not to me, it's not the pay. It's the referees and judges. That's the shit that need more teeth. It's the referees and judges. That's what got to be fixed. You feel me? That's what need to be fixed, my brothers. That's the only thing that need to be fixed in boxing. You hear me? One thing about I ain't never seen a motherfucker this long. Yo, how long? It's going on close to a month. Devin Haney's supposed to be signing for $100 million. Tank already signed that prime deal for 260. It's really 270, but 260 million. That shit been happening. But the shit that's going on in the background, I fuck with PBC. It's not the sanctioning bodies. See, I'm gonna tell you something about holding the title. When you hold the ring, remember the ring. It's a ring magazine. It's a magazine. If you hear any noise in the background, it's people outside. Do not give me a copyright strike. Give them motherfuckers some money. But the key thing is, Zeus for the first promotion to really change them and push. Nah, PBC did it first, my brother. Everything Zuffa doing, PBC did it. 2015. They was trying to create a league. It didn't happen. The motherfuckers came out with a PBC title. Keith Thurman was the first PBC champion. It wouldn't happen, my brothers. It wouldn't happen. You can't turn it to a league. PBC, everything Dana White doing, they taking it from PBC, my nigga. That's all I want to tell y'all. That's all I want to tell y'all. The Ali CC, people don't know, the Ali Act is for fighters. It's for fighters to get their bread. When fighters go to court, it helps them. Now, by y'all doing some wicked shit, it's like the fighters ain't going to get paid no more. People got to understand the game, understand the business of it. We just looking at fighters and we just like, all right, but I always tell my son, it's like rapping. It's only 5% of the business. 95% is, boxing, training, like boxing, you fighting is 5% of the business, training 5%, and the next 90 is all business. It's like rapping. It's only 5% rap and 95 business. And that's the key thing these up-and-coming fighters need to learn. Because fuck what we saying, you know what I mean? I always tell the person, these young guys, yo, just get up, start your own promotional company and cross-promote and get money with brothers. Or not, sign yourself to yourself, and if these people come, they can buy you out of your contract by buying you off yourself. Now you double up on the paper. But people don't know nothing, especially when you putting the groundwork in. Brain scans to sanction and fight. Nah, they do that. Listen, hey, everything them niggas is doing, trying to do, they already do it, bro. Just go to all of the doctors there, bro. When they go in the back room, they scan their brain. That's why it's a motherfucking ambulance there at every fight. At every fight. Everything Zoof is saying, boxing already does, man. That's why I be like, yo, like, what the fuck is people talking about? All you got to do is just go to the amateur tournaments. Go there. You got an amateur fighter, go there. You're going to see it. You're going to see everything. This shit happen in the amateur. You're going to see it. Doctors there, everybody there. They're not changing nothing. The only thing they trying to do is get the fighters' money. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But what people got to understand, though, is, if you sign $100 million contract, right? But people got to get back their fucking money, my nigga. They got to get back their money, my nigga. Because listen, you getting paid. We just signed you for a 5-fight deal, 100 million, and you still getting paid off each fight, right? What we gonna make? And that's why, listen, one thing about them, right? And Zuffa, please, be smart about it. That's what I'm saying. Dana is not his money, so he just, you feel me? Nick Khan coming to the light. Be smart about it. Be smart about it, because sign the people that sell so you can get your bread back. You feel me? Sign the people that sells. And another thing is, right, you be watching people saying, well, I broke this shit like 2 months ago before I stopped going live. People were like, well, you know, when you sign, no. Conor Ben is signed to Riyadh, is a Ring Magazine, Riyadh. That's where they really sign at. They just all under one umbrella. Even the Zone, my niggas. Even the Zone. Salih, all of them. You want to know the truth? Go, my brother, we fight all night. We'll break all of this down to you. Because at the end of the day, however you look at it, the chairman of Saudi Arabia Sports and Entertainment still got his hands in everything. Go look who owns the Zone. TKO. Like that's all I'm saying. But you know, we fight all night to break y'all and give y'all more information on that, because you still look at it, it's like the niggas, they still control it. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I always give Turkey his props for saving the world. You know, people like, listen, man, you gonna find out. You gonna find, and that's a fact. The first, I always say the first 4 to 5 years. You feel me? It depends how your company goes. You know, we fight all night. I always say that 4 or 5 years, you gotta let your company grow. You know, and by the between the 3rd, 4th, 5th year, then you'll start seeing something, because it's all about the establishment. It's all about you being consistent. You know, but one thing with fighters, man, I don't keep saying these fighters is soft. These niggas is soft. Yeah, you can't even tell a person something about themselves. This generation, it's just like this whole fucking generation. If you grew up with a homie and you used to be like, yo, nigga, pop, what you crying over? Nigga, tighten up. Now a nigga be like, ass up. Shut your bitch ass up, man. I'm trying to tell you something, because the shit that you doing, nigga, you slipping in your pimping, man. This is what a real friend for. This is what a true friend for. To help my homie out and big him up when you doing some fucked up and bad things in life. Nigga, I got to come here and tighten you up. But you can't give nobody none of this type of information. Damn, they zapping me again. Damn, bro, I ain't saying nothing wrong about nobody. I ain't saying nothing wrong about nobody. Hey, Dana, it might be your bitch ass. You understand me? Because I'm coming for your job, nigga. Hey, Turkish, come holler at me, man. I get all the fighters in line, nigga. And Phil Harvey, they know exactly what not. Hey, I want to ask you something about the guy that he just was on Ariel Hawani with the 60 million starting like a new MMA situation. I want you to give me some details on that, especially for the world to know, but one thing about, I can say, listen, long as Pro Box keep putting on cards Friday, regular boxing Saturday, and Zuffa can come Sunday, every Sunday, I'm cool with it. I watch a lot of people. Listen, man, all I can say is niggas want to be PBC bad. Niggas want to be PBC bad. That's all I can say, man. Ain't nothing new under the sun, y'all. Ain't nothing new under the sun. The only thing is, the niggas that's going to these hearings, they learned what PBC went through. And when they learned off that, they're like, oh, we got to lobby, but we got to bribe these niggas. And that's all lobbying is bribing. And if it happened, it happened. And one thing about Trump, nigga, y'all got to remember, nigga, AC was all of the motherfucking boxing fights back then. All of the boxing fights was in Trump Taj Mahal back then. And to keep it tall, bring boxing back to Atlantic City. Bring boxing back to Atlantic City. Because one thing I can say, the New Jersey State Athletic Commission is better than the New York State Athletic Commission. And that's a motherfucking fact. The Paramount deal. And then I agree with you. Listen, you can't. That's one thing about people. people, you know, I watch people say, because I was one of them, but I just was joking around, Boxers and MMA fighters, it's a difference. It's a different type of money, you know. Um, I watch people saying, MMA fighters don't get paid this much money. They don't get paid this. Listen, I don't know their purses, but all I can say is it's different from fighting. They both fight, but it's different from boxing. Why? Because one round in boxing is 3 minutes, and we fight all night. If I'm not mistaken, one round, like in UFC, one round is like 5 minutes, right? So how many rounds it is? If it's 5 minute rounds, but it's like 6 minute round. I mean, just 6 rounds in general or 5 rounds in general. I don't know. To make it equal, like 30 minutes to 36 minutes. I don't know. All I know, boxing is 12 rounds, 36 minutes. And one thing about fighters, we know how long boxing been going on. Especially with these titles, it ups your the title. Just Ortiz, the WBC interim title. Just holding the WBC interim is 500,000 from the rip. It's $500,000. So your purse bid is going to bounce from $500,000 to $2 million. That's why when he fight, you will see his purse between 2-3 million because of that title. Now, don't get me wrong. Holding the Ring magazine it makes you the champion of that magazine, but since you're not paying no sanctioning fees, you're not making no money with it. You feel me? I'm not trying to shit on the Zuffa belt or the PBC belt. Just holding those two belts, for the company it means something, but for the world to see, you're not going to make them because you're not paying no body sanction. The reason you're paying a body sanction because these people going out there getting you the most of the money you can. But sometimes you got to understand when you sign to a promotional company, it's the fight in the years. But if they give you an advance, bro, it's like a loan, my nigga. Everything is a loan. So if they give you advance, you got to understand that APR rate of what the fuck they're going to get back off you. And you can't get mad, my brothers. You can't get mad because these people, the company got to make money so you can make money. The company got to make money so you can keep money, And everybody is counting their pockets. Well, the zone gave them, on Paramount, first it was 9 billion, then it was 7 billion, whatever, they got billions. And people complaining about how the place looked, at the end of the day, it's what they doing, my brothers. As long as they still put on good fights, we get it, But one thing I can say about Jay Opataya, nigga, you signed to Zuffa League. Everybody is saying they signed to Zuffa, but they not. Counterbin, them niggas is signed to Riyadh Ring magazine. You know what I mean? And another thing, while I'm on the Ring magazine, everybody that's ranked in the Ring magazine, he said 5 rounds, no time. Okay, shout out, we fight all night. He said, yeah, 1 round, 5 minutes. Champ fights are 5 minutes, 5 rounds. Okay, y'all see that right there? That right there is the distance. Is the difference, my brothers. That right there, when they zap me and shit, fucking up my life. That right there is the difference. And the reasons, you watch fighters. I don't know too much about the UFC or MMA. I don't know if MMA, if they don't got this, y'all need to cut me and motherfucking We Fight All Night a check. Y'all need to put UFC, MMA, whatever y'all want to call that shit, in the Olympics. Because that's the reason why a lot of these fighters, from the amateur grounds to the Olympics, people go scout, just like you playing basketball, football, and from elementary to high school to college, you got scouts coming to scout you. So, well, fighters like this, a person that see the opportunity, they'll pick up, like you on TV beating niggas up, they'll come hire you, give you a payday you never seen. But the payday might be $100,000, $200,000, And then, let's say they sign me, they see me in the streets beating niggas up, they come sign me $100,000, $200,000. And then next thing you know, they get a Paramount deal, then they sign We Fight All Night for $1 million. I can't complain because I was here first before they got that deal. Now, I could have held off if I knew they was getting a deal. I could have held off, but no, I'm just speaking to certain things because I watched my brother saying that, about John Jones, it's true. You've been signed to these brothers. So if they get a Paramount deal, how the fuck you want something from the Paramount deal and want to renegotiate your contract? You want to renegotiate your contract? Whatever you signed for, man, get those fights out the way. And then you can renegotiate. All right. Now, I mean, that's all I'm saying, though, you know? Because you watch a lot of people complain, man. Like for instance, when Floyd came in the game, Floyd used to hate on Oscar. Pretty boy Floyd, he wasn't selling. He wasn't no pay-per-view star. That nigga wanted to be a pay-per-view star, so he was hating on Oscar. That's why he bought himself out of his motherfucking contract with Top Rank. But when he bought himself out of his contract, who was his manager? He just was an advisor, Al Heyman. Once Al Heyman got Floyd off Jay Prince, Floyd bought himself off his contract, $750,000 at Top Rank. Went over to Golden Boy, Al Heyman, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard, Golden Boy made Floyd a pay-per-view star. And that's a fact. But during that time, you know, Floyd got named, but he wasn't fighting nobody, my brother. He wasn't fighting nobody. You know how many times that nigga ducked Paul Williams? At 140, Floyd Mayweather ducked Cotto, Paul Williams. The nigga ducked a lot of fighters, my brother. He ducked a lot of fighters, man. You know, even when he went to 147, you know, when he got his PBC deal, 150 for 5 fights. Berto, just Berto, because you promised Berto. You feel me? But at the end of the day, that was your retirement fight. How? When Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman, you know, they was your, I mean, number one is your mandatory. You could have went out with a banger, especially at the MGM with Danny Garcia. At that time, 2015, it would have been the biggest fight. You know? But yeah, it's contracts, man. The reason I tell you kids about contracts, you know, you gotta learn the game. You gotta learn the game. Because you are what you negotiate. And whatever happens after you sign, you can't blame nobody but your motherfucking self. Can't blame nobody but yourself. You know, and at the end of the day, we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know, some people just shoot from the hip. All I can tell people is learn the business. Learn the business. Because the business of Bill Haney and Keyshawn, we seen that shit in front of our face. We seen Bill Haney there. Yeah, Keith wanted that shit bad, bad, bad. And you seen how Floyd went out. You know? But we watched Bill Haney tell Keyshawn during that whole T.O. Shakur fight. You get past Jermaine Ortiz, you know what we talked about in the DM. Let's make it make sense. They do. They got a bunch of Rick Maringians. And then they bitch about, hey, we fight all night. They want to bitch about the company, but it's your manager that's robbing you. It's your manager that's robbing you. You feel me? So when you go in there, you think you negotiate what you are. Man, that's what I tell you. Start your own promotional company. Learn the business, man. Because you're going to leave it. It's like signing a record contract in the record label. You ain't got a lawyer. Well, here, take this lawyer and this day lawyer. They friends. Common sense, people. Let's always be the manager. And a lot of fights don't get made and get ducked because of the manager. Don't listen. One thing about fighters, ain't no fighter scared to fight no motherfucking fighter. It's only the manager or the promotional company. But when you come across it, when you sign to a promotional company that want to put on a big ass best fights, oh, best believe, my brother, best believe is going to fuck down. Thank you. Sean O'Malley, his own manager. I respect you, my brother. Like, listen, I talk a lot of shit about that. The reason I talk shit about that is because when he got his old back, that shit made me mad, bro. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Bro, you work with a well-known cheater. Why you on the line and say this man was on steroids and he wasn't on steroids? Y'all want the court. He took a urine sample, he took hair follicle sample, and he took a blood sample. The hair follicle and blood test came back negative. But you want me to believe in the piss? Make it make sense. I'm going to believe the blood and the hair test before I believe in the urine test. Why? Because the urine can be contaminated. Anything could have happened with that shit. That's how he won the fight. And shout out to Sean O'Malley, who exposed the situation because he went to court with Ryan. Still to renegotiate his contract. That's crazy. I ain't know that. Bro, smart. Yeah, bro. Bro, smart makes a lot of money inside the ring and outside facts. You know, being your own manager with the sponsors and everything. You know, like with Rampage, shout out Rampage Jackson. I watched him talk about Dana in the situation, but bro, who was your manager? Who was your manager? Because if you would have signed to yourself, being your own manager, you could have still did all that, you know? Also, refused to fight top 10 fighters until they renegotiate his contract. That'd be a problem right there. That'd be a problem right there. You know, I don't know what kind of. Yeah, I remember we fight on. Like you said, his John Jones brothers is football players, right? But you know, like I ain't gonna use John. I'm gonna use other fighters. You know, you got other fighters that don't really got nothing. You know, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. That's majority of your check right there. You know, but like I was talking about Devin Haney, how Devin Haney got his old back. You know, I felt sick to my stomach. Like, bro, go get that shit back in blood. Like, bro, you putting Victor Conte back into the light. When you put him back there, all of the niggas that's over 35 know who he is. Everybody know that nigga's a cheater. You feel me? But one thing I can say about Dev that I preach to everybody, that nigga came in the game with his own promotional company. That's what make it different. You eat, you cross promote and eat. Shout out Jerron Booth Sinners. Learned the game over there with Cameron Duncan and PBC. Get signed to Matchroom. Start my promotional company. You feel me? And when we fight, I got fighters there. I got fighters on the card that's getting money. I'm still eating. You feel me? And those to me, I'm just saying to me, those are the only two smartest motherfuckers I've seen in the game. They got that shit off De La Hoya. When De La Hoya was the top rank, it still was Golden Boy product being produced. You know? I'm just saying though, it's called smart moves. You know, it doesn't matter what happened in the background. Hey, to each his own, but brothers just making smart moves. And right there, those two brothers making it. They learned off Oscar. They learned it. You feel me? Floyd just knew the game. And everything that we talk about a manager or a promoter taking 50% and all that, Floyd Mayweather was one of them. He did it to Tank. He did it to Rolly. He did it to Carmelo Moulton. He did it to Richard Hitchison. He did it even the band. You know, I don't know what the fuck Bam disappeared 2017, came back later. It took a loss 2017, came back later. Nigga ain't got no loss and looked a little different. I was like, what the fuck? You feel me? You know, but the only problem, like I said, I just have with Dev, I for real, I just wish Dev go back to the New York State Athletic Commission and be like, yo, fuck that. Give me my laws back. Yo, people want to keep bitching it. Give me my fucking laws back and go out there and whoop niggas' ass. That's how you do it. Because if Dev would have never did that shit, and when he fought Jose Ramirez, we would have been like, damn, you seen that nigga footwork? He couldn't be hit. Oh, you seen what he did to Brian Norman Jr.? Nigga. But we not going to see that because he was a. You know what I mean? Like he said, people don't agree with his style of public negotiations, but it works for him and good. Yeah, it definitely works for them. But the only thing is, you got to like a lot of people know. Yeah, oh, Bill talk for that. Bro, it ain't that. It's that sometimes when these fighters take too much punches, they can't really think, my nigga. It's real. I think so too. Remember, he was talking about it. But one thing I learned, like I was getting back, like, oh, his dad talked for him. You gotta understand, getting punched in your head a lot, you know, will help make you stutter. Like you can think something, but it's like having amnesia and shit, you know. I watch like you can use Tank, Boots, Dev, Floyd, certain people. And what I say? What I mean by that is you can ask them a question. What you think about? Like I watch Tank and says, you know, what's next in boxing? Like who's the next opponent? The nigga just sit there, got dumb, and said, "This is about my daughters, man. I got to get out of here, take care of my daughter." Nigga, they ask you who you want to fight next. You see it with Boots, you seen it with Mayweather. Mayweather couldn't read because of why? Even if he tried to learn how to read, taking all of those punches to fuck your head up. From the gym to the ring. You still in the ring, but either or, you know. So sometimes you do need a person that'll talk for you. And one thing about Bill, you know, when Bill talk, you know, he holding his fucking son down. You feel me? So it's gonna be a viral moment. And he's a salesman. you keep trying to zap me, dog? Giving you your props, my nigga. You feel me? You know, and the way he promotes Dev, like, listen, Dev took the loss and still catapult him to another level because people were like, all right. No, fuck he did. He didn't cheat. The nigga just ain't had nothing for that left hand. You feel me? And good publicity, bad publicity is all great publicity. You know, it doesn't matter if a person talking shit about you, you know, a person telling the truth about you, or you got people that's making up lies about other fighters saying people was ducking. When we know, if you would have really called it duck, we all know the biggest fight in boxing right now is Devin and Ryan. You know, unless we get Tank or Shakur, Canelo Benavidez, Bud come back to fight Boots, Boots and Virgil, or even Boots and Canelo. You know, those be the biggest fights in boxing. But as the date, we want to see that rematch. It's going to be a unification rematch. You feel me? But it's a certain person who don't want the rematch, and that's Devin Haney, because they know the outcome. You feel me? They know the outcome. You know, I hope so. You know, I hope so, because what's the guy from MVP? Because the shit I've been saying, you know, it came out true about the Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. If the fight happened, it's going to be a Ring Magazine Riyadh card. You know, and that's where a lot of fighters. You got to remember, a lot of these people was ring ambassadors, which is something new. Because when Oscar De La Hoya had it from 2007 to 2024, you never had a ring ambassador. Even before Oscar purchased it from Kappa never had one. Nat never had one. None of these brothers never had a ring ambassador, because it was a magazine. Nobody really gave a fuck about it. Yeah, they saying it's Ryan's last fight, but you know how Oscar is, man. You know, people gotta understand the verbiage of contracts, man. The verbiage, the language be different, man. That's why I say grab yourself a Black Law Dictionary and learn the language, man. Learn the language. You're gonna be surprised, man. You're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be fucked up in the head, you know, because they always trying to fool us. And you know what they say? You want to hide something from a person? Put that shit in the book. But you put that shit in the middle or towards the end of the book. Make them niggas read it. Them niggas that give you a book with 10,000 pages. And the first 8,000 don't mean shit. But once you would get to like 85, 87, to the 85th or 87th page, 100 page, the proof right there. All that shit be right there. You know, but you got to understand the verbiage, man. You know, we got to understand the verbiage. You know, but hey, it is what it is, man. You know, now we find out, you know, Nico and them, they just fighting to take his grandpa name off the Muhammad Ali Act, you know? Okay, you see? Hey, my nigga Kendra, what up? I'm gonna put it in the chat. My brother. Damn, what's up, my nigga H? I'm gonna put it in the chat. Hey, bro, what's there, bro? My brother Kendra. 9048, shout out my broski H Money. It's been a grip. It's been a grip, man. Damn, my nigga.
There you go.
What up?
There
Damn,
you go. What's good with you?
man.
Hey, what up, YouTube? Everybody that's on here, what's good with y'all? Salute, man. Salute.
We appreciate
It's
it.
good.
Fall back, man.
You know what question I got for you?
What's up?
Who is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing? Is it Keyshawn and Devin? Is it Shakur and Devin? Is it still Tank and Shakur? Is it Canelo and Crawford doing a rematch? What is the big? Is it Usyk? Who Inoue and Bam? Who is the biggest fight from your perspective?
From my perspective, if it comes to selling, you know, I'm gonna say Tank and Shakur. You know, that Bud and Canelo rematch gonna be heavy. But besides them, Devin Shakur gonna become crazy. And Bam and Underway is a sneaky one too.
And the reason why I say that is the conversation is going around about Devin and Keyshawn being the biggest fight in boxing. To me, Bam and Inoue have accomplished more than Keyshawn. So if anything, I would still say Bam and Inoue will be a bigger fight than Keyshawn and Devin. Devin and Shakur. Shakur has accomplished more than Keyshawn. That will be a bigger fight to me. Keyshawn, even though Devin Haney is younger than Keyshawn, and Keyshawn is 27 years old, he took a while in the amateurs. He took a while in the Olympics. He hasn't accomplished as much as these guys that are professional. So how can I say his fight with Devin could be one of the biggest when I got all these other guys who have accomplished more in different weight classes than him? Yes. Right? Who's been world champion in multiple weight classes, which he still has yet to accomplish. Yep. He only fought at 135 and then 140. He ain't became a champion at 140. I respect Keyshawn to the fullest, but until you actually accomplish these things, I don't understand how we can put him on his top tier level, but we get so much backlash when we was putting Boots on that top tier level when he didn't accomplish nothing. Oh, he's still a prospect. He a 30-year-old prospect. Oh, he's still a prospect. But you're putting Keyshawn Davis in the same boat as we was trying to put Jerron Boots Ennis in with Crawford, as y'all trying to do with Keyshawn and Dale, which is not right. Give Keyshawn the same criticism as y'all was giving Boots when y'all saying that he ain't accomplished as much. He ain't ready. He ain't fought these type of fighters. I mean, when I'm wrong, I know you will stop me. But this is what I want the boxing world to understand. Stop looking at the outside and really become a boxing fan, a boxing expert. We've been studying this stuff as long as Shakur and them been fighting. And I know you have, just like I have. We don't have to actually have to strap up to understand the game, bro. I mean, it's given to you if you pay attention. These guys just run around like chickens with their head cut off. They report whatever they can just to get a like or some money out of it. And it's not real boxing. Mm-hmm. That's real talk, though, all facts.
That's a fact, though. That's a fact. You know, because I'm going to be real. That Keyshawn and Barenchek fight, come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Not but like they say, I always say that, like, Barenchek, though. Like, come on.
How you gonna give him credit for that, but we can't give Boots credit for Karen or anybody else? You know what I'm saying? And say that he's not on the levels. Well, Devin was undisputed. Devin, the 3-division world champion. How can we say that Keyshawn? When did Keyshawn accomplish half of this? Yeah. But we can't say Boots is not ready for Crawford. I mean, come on, bro. Let's keep it all together. Let's keep everything together, bro. That's so true. I mean, my honest opinion. I mean, I would still put Tank and Shakur over that. You know what I'm saying? That's a bigger fight. I still put Bam and Inoue over that. Like I say, man, I got Dev and Shakur over that fight. So it's multiple fights that I would put over saying Keyshawn, as he's running his mouth a lot right now, and not saying he can't be Devin Haney, not saying he can't be top 10 pound for pound because I believe in him. But right now, current time, you're not. And when I was trying to say those same things about Boots, I got shut down. So I'm not going to allow y'all to do that for Keyshawn, but I couldn't do that for my fight. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's a fact. Because like I'm gonna be real. Like even the Jermaine Ortiz victory, like that stoppage was premature. Like come on, man.
Immature, bro. Jermaine was never on your level, anyways.
You feel me? But no, the De Los Santos fight, we were waiting for that shit. It didn't happen. You pulled out. You did the fuck shit behind the scenes, whatever you was doing, you know? So when you dealing with a professional fighter like Dev, don't get me wrong, it's a great fight, but it's not a big fight, you know?
Right. Right. And that's what I'm saying. You even had the opportunity to fight De Los Santos at 140. I'm so happy you brought that point up. And it's like what Tim Bradley just said. Tim Desastor Bradley. You're scared of De Los Santos. He moved up to 140. Why did you fight him at 140? You ain't fought a champion at 140 yet. De Los Santos would have gave you that work. That's more experience for you. Yep. Why haven't you fought him? How can I put you on all these pound for pound lists if you ain't fought clearly B-level fighters? Yeah. Dennis Barichek ain't no B-level fighter.
Ass cheek.
Jermaine Ortiz ain't no B-level fighter, not to me. You know what I'm saying? You talked all that shit to a D Mason.
A D+ fighter, a Naimir Wu Albright, a D+ fighter, who he go to camp, but he worked 12 hours a day. Take you the distance. How many times?
Twice.
And that speaks a lot of value. That
exactly. You couldn't finish him. You could not finish him.
That speaks a lot of value. I always say that. That speaks a lot of value because, you know, if you can't put the pause and I'm gonna stop him and it don't happen and he's giving you a hard time and he almost clipped you, had your legs a little shaky. Hey,
look at this. Also look at this. From 8, and they say the championship rounds is 10 through 12, but I go 8 to 12. I give you them extra 2. I give you extra 2. And the extra 2 rounds, an opponent that you have already faced, that your brother already faced, so you had 2 times to watch film on him, study him. You could not create to get on the inside in those later rounds, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 12. Get the stoppage and show that your level is above this fighter. But I expect you to go in there and do that in the championships round versus Devin Haney, who has faced this adversity before. Boxing is more IQ and experience than physical any day. So if I can't understand how to get inside and break him down and then be physical to break him down in them championship rounds versus a fighter that's not even on a B level, I'm expecting you to get in there and do that versus Devin Haney. See, for one thing, when Keyshawn Davis is inside, what people don't understand, he is wide. His legs are wide. He's not closed in. He is wide because he's trying to land something, a superpower punch, instead of just making you stop breathing, hitting your ass in that right spot. Because power it's all about getting caught. Power don't always work. It's all about, like Detail used to tell us all the time, the punches you don't see affect you more than the punches you do see.
Always say that. And it's true.
If I can't 100% say that you can get inside in the championship rounds on Albright, why would I even feel that way with a champion like Haney? I don't see you doing that and closing that distance.
And IQ a little better than Albright's, you know. IQ is way levels above Albright, you know. And that's the key thing is Bill, Mickey, and them niggas, they watching that. They watching everything. They watching everything. You know, they watching everything. And that's one thing about Mickey, he see it. So he's going to give Devin the correct details to get you up out of here. It's even with Norman. You know, I always said Norman was chinny in the first half of the fight, but Dev was whooping his head. You feel me? Even with that overhand, Norm couldn't stop that shit. That shit was like the hand of God keep hitting him.
And everybody talking about Devin should have stopped Brian Norman. Brian Norman has more power than Keyshawn Davis. Brian Norman can still be dangerous late in the fight. Devin had to protect himself, all facts. He had to protect himself no matter what. If the knockout comes, it comes. But this is the sport of boxing, not the sport of knockout.
Yeah. There's one thing about Norman, like, you know, the first half of the fight, he might be chinny, but once he drop, he get up, he get his feet on the ground and start pressuring that shit. You feel me? And Dev did good doing it. Even though I cook him all the time, but he looked good doing shit. You know what I mean? He got him out the way. Like you said, he's way more stronger than the Keyshawn Davis. You know? So Key is all about when you come up, you know, you ain't do it to Jermaine Ortiz. You ain't do it the last fight to Nair Albright, who's a D+ fighter, elite fighter. The nigga D+.
Right.
What do you think you're gonna do with a BRA? It can happen. You know, I like Key. You know, even in that fight, I like Key. But at the end of the day, you know, like my co-host, he like Dev. He like, yo, I'm Dev whoop his ass. I'm gonna say, I told you so. It's going to be a great fight, but the experience of pro experience, because Key got experience through the amateurs, Olympics.
Right.
But pro is different. It's different. Mickey's been in that motherfucking ring. Dad came up, Bill been in the circles with everybody, and people keep forgetting that. You feel me? How Dad came in and who taught him. It's going to be one of those ones, but you know, your IQ is going to take it. It's going to take it to another level, and that's what I want to see. I want to see if Keyshawn IQ is up there, because you know what Dad's going to do. I know what he's going to do. I know what Mickey going to tell him when he get in that corner, because they still downloading data. I know what Bill going to tell him when he get in that corner. But Key is all about what your corner going to tell you. Because some knowledge they gave you, you couldn't do it to Nair Albright. You couldn't do it. And when you went back in that corner, they wasn't really downloading nothing to help you get him out the way.
And that's
You know
why
what I mean?
I really feel like the connection with him and Red Spikes and Bo Mac and Saul and them over there, he was in a great fit. He messed that up. I really hate that for that kid because again, he would have finished all right. Because again, it doesn't come all the way down to physicality. It doesn't come down how much power you got or how it comes down to the IQ and how you can break this fighter down. If you saw that, if we can all go back to see the game that Bo Mac gave Terrence Crawford in that second round versus Errol Spence. After that first round, he came back to the corner. I never heard this, not one time, from any other trainer. He said he's too slow for you. Come over the top.
Yeah.
And what he did, he threw that weak ass jab out there, that slow ass jab. He knocked it down and came over the top and caught his ass with a 2-piece and sat his ass down. Errol Spence wasn't the same fighter for the rest of that fight. And that changed the momentum, changed the fight. That's why you needed Bo Mac, Keyshawn, because you could have finished all right with him. You possibly can finish Devin Haney with the right coaching, the right training. But again, shout out to Mickey Bay. Shout out to Bill Haney. Shout out to them guys because, again, y'all build it. And that's why as many times as we can say, oh, Devin Haney ain't this, Devin Haney ain't that, he always overcomes it because he does have that type of training and coaching in his corner that can make adjustments midway through a fight or getting into the championship rounds. And
he good.
Shout out to Mickey, man. Shout out to the whole camp over there, bro. Shout out to the whole camp.
Yeah, like it's a fact. You know, you need your corner to download data, and it's correct. You think Bo Mac first round he seen it download data. Soon he went to that corner, Bud, and you seen what Bud did in that second round.
They did, Jeff.
First round with Brian Norman, seen it, come back out there, yo, went out there, surprised us with the knockdown. You know,
Catch him before he throw. That's exactly what Mickey and Big catch him before he throw. Lead first.
No, but Bo Mac and them niggas were red, and I'm like, you was with the right team, a great team. The shit you do outside the ring is what you do, and you got to blame yourself for that, you know. And then when you leave them, you go shout out to your coaches, but at the end of the day, they yes men like that. They're doing their job. I mean, you're going to provide for them and pay them however you pay them, but at the end of the day, they yes men. When you went back into that corner, the first round, second round, third round, all the way to the 11th round, they should have gave you some type of data to get Albright out of here. You know what I mean? So you showing us that this motherfucker is too strong. And other people like, yo, you're not supposed to be in here. You feel me? They not supposed to be in there with you. You're supposed to clean them niggas and get them up on out the way. And, you know, his corner got to change. That's one thing I can say.
We all agree.
To go against Mickey and Bill, the corner got to change. Because they see something, you just go get there. Just being on the inside. They and it's only great minds think alike. And that's one thing about your IQ, from the fighter IQ to your trainer IQ, you know?
You break down that wide on the inside versus Devin Haney with a 72-inch arm reach. Only thing he gonna do is step back and catch you with one of them hooks he caught Brian Norman with. It's not the same, bro. It's not the same when you actually have that corner and you know boxing. It's not the same. And again, I don't think Keyshawn did nothing wrong by leaving Bo Mac now because it's his journey. But the experience is gone now. Because you never even created experience. You're still in the learning process of boxing. You still don't even have 30 fights, my G.
Thank you. You're still developing, you know. You're still being developed. You know, you're still being developed. You know. But what do you think about Shakur and O'Shaquie if that happened?
I don't think the fight happens.
Think it happens?
O'Shaquie too small, man. O'Shaquie fighting at 135, and he's not really a 135 fighter to me. Shakur Stevenson trying to fight Devin Haney at 144. When can he catch up to fight him? That's just like you asking me, can Tank and Shakur still fight? I don't see it, especially if he moves up to 144. I mean, you got to keep trying to catch up with these guys, and it's the same with Abdullah Mason and Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis, I mean, again, you're really too big for Abdullah Mason. You're really too big for him. You can really go up and fight Devin Haney at 144, 147. O'Shaquie and Abdullah Mason will be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? O'Shaquie and Lamont Roach. But as far as Shakur and O'Shaquie or them guys, man, they naturally too big for O'Shaquie. And O'Shaquie not going to feel that way. He's a fighter. He's a fighter. He's not supposed to. I don't expect him to. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to be honest with yourself. What's the point of going up there and taking another loss and getting the fourth loss on your resume when you know for a fact Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis can't even come down and make 135? So you have to come up to them, or they have to accommodate you with a catch weight where that doesn't even. It's not you're not that big, O'Shaquie. You're not on the Devin Haney level. What's good, bro?
I heard Dev said he accepted the 144 catch weight.
Right. So that means Shakur Stevenson have to move up to 144. So you think he gonna move up to 144 and then drop back down to 137 to accommodate O'Shaquie Foster at a kid? Exactly. So I don't see the fight happening. If he moves up to fight Devin, which is a bigger fight, a more money fight, you know what I'm saying?
One of the biggest fights in boxing.
It's one of the biggest fights in boxing. Why would I try to fluctuate weight? And I try to tell again. I'm an era of Square Ring Production, and a lot of these new boxing fans, they don't even know what Square Ring Production is, man. $550 million before y'all even heard of a Floyd Mayweather. Well, you heard him, but he wasn't as big as Money Mayweather. Roy Jones Jr. took $550 million from boxing before Floyd even was thinking about $1 billion. Square Ring Production, $250 million for that, $300 million off himself for what he did for the sport of boxing. So I'm around that area. I actually was there with Roy Jones, fluctuating 25 pounds, going up to fight John Ruiz, dropping 25 back down to fight Antonio Tarver. You don't play with weight like that, bro. You don't play with weight like that. And like I was trying to tell everybody back then, Antonio Tarver was walking around 190 pounds. He was David Benavidez. He wasn't a 175 pounder. You understand where I'm coming from? So you fluctuating weight like that, you playing around with your health like that, it doesn't benefit you in the long run. It actually benefits your opponent. So let Shakur go up and fight 144. You drop back down and you want to fight a person with a jab, someone that wants to study you, wants to beat you, have that edge, someone that's calling you out like Antonio was doing, Roy. You really take that chance? I don't see that being scared. I see that the fight is not smart. It's not about being scared. It's not smart for you, bro. It's not smart for you. And a fighter with 3 losses, that's name's not really ringing bells. Hell, if he made $1 million, it's just in these last couple of fights. He wasn't making it before. So why would I risk everything for that? Antonio Tarver was the same way. Why did you risk everything for somebody that wasn't even Antonio Tarver wasn't even, I don't even think was making $1 million at the time. You drop it down to try to give him an opportunity. And you the heavyweight champ of the world, first one to ever do some shit like that for middleweight. See, that's why I say I can't talk boxing with everybody, because this shit here, it's about the mind, bro. It's about the smart. It ain't always about how tough you are. You know, and you got to make smart decisions in this game, or you will get brain damage fast. You will get brain damage fast. It only take one jab to the temple, you out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see the fight happening, to answer your question. That's my honest opinion. I don't see Shaq and Shakur fight.
I just hope Dev and Shakur next, you know, and
right.
Key, like, you want to move up, you can fight Brian Norman or
right.
Rohan Polanco, something like that, you know. Both
fight Rolly. Go get you a belt at 147. Go fight Rolly. Rolly ain't got no opponent right now. Go beat up Ryan Garcia and make Devin fight you. I beat the nigga that everybody say beat you. Go beat up Ryan Garcia, become the WBC champion. Yeah. I mean, it's Lewis Crocker. Go fight for the IBF. Hell, go get Richardson Hitchinson vacant belt and fight De Los Santos for it at 140. Let Timothy Bradley know you're not scared of De Los Santos. It's plenty of fights out here for you, bro. But to be stuck on one fight, to be saying that you and Devin be the greatest fight in boxing is fucking beyond me. It's like you don't even know boxing at this point. Build your fucking name, bro. You're 27 and ain't accomplished nothing but something in one division.
True. Off for nobody though, like
off for nobody.
And I like King, but I don't give him that look like Barinchek, bro. Like, nah. I
Come
thought
on,
Emmanuel Navarrete beat Barinchek. That's what I thought. You know, when I was watching it, I just went off the Ukrainian war shit because they awarded him the title. But when I watch Keith fight, I'm like, come on, bro. This is an easy victory, bro. Easy. I can beat Barinchek. I'll go in there and whoop Barinchek ass.
right. Dennis ain't shit.
Like, okay, but when you get to the test and about to defend your title against De Los Santos, it's like whatever the excuse was, it was. So now you're dealing with you go fight Jermaine Ortiz, whatever. But the fight dead, bro. Your mind gotta be right. Your mental.
Right. You gotta be
I'm
right.
going on just because your power and skill. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real, okay? The reason I got mad at Dev is of how he got his O back. I'm like, bro, no, go back and get that shit in blood, my nigga. You know what I mean? Go back and get that shit in blood because you can do it. No, but how he got his O back, that shit, I mean, made me a little sick because I ain't never seen that shit in boxing since I've been alive. I watched niggas.
The sad part is he can still change your feeling on that, though. All facts. The reason why I say that is, and it's the only way he can do that. Hear me out. He can really change your mind on that whole outcome by going to fight the nigga in his same division that has a belt and unify.
Yeah.
He can change your mind right now because he did exactly what you wanted to do. Go back and get in that blood. You're doing it because now Ryan is a champion. Now, when you fought him the first time, he wasn't even a champion. Y'all wouldn't even fight for a belt. So now he's a champion in your weight class. You can unify against him, make millions of fucks, damn near $30 to $50 million off of one fight.
Yes.
I got it.
So we're gonna see what's up for you, man. I hope it's important. I hope it's important. Yeah, I know. I hope accepting it. We're gonna see where Shakur at. Shakur, you're back against the wall now, brother. He accepted it at 144. Make it happen. We ain't trying to hear nothing. Make this shit happen. You know, if the Keyshawn shit happen, I don't know. I'm gonna say Shakur ducked. I'm gonna keep it tall. If Shakur don't fight Dev next and Dev accept the 144 catch weight situation and he end up fighting Key, I'm gonna say Shakur ducked him. Because who you gonna fight? Who you gonna fight? No shit, you ain't even trying to fight Raymond Mortaya. We fight all night. I can be wrong, but I don't think Key has the composure to perform at the highest level. He will run into trouble against the top guys in the world, in my opinion. May even end up crashing out. Hey, we fight all night. That can be true too. That can be definitely true because you can tell by his mentality. You know, even in the Albright fight, you know, like my guy Real say, you know, we all know IQ is this, man. You know, you gotta have your mental gotta be on the beam ski. And you know with him, like the nigga crashing out over some shit that happened back in 2019 and 2020, you know, and to keep that on your mind is kind of weird. You see, you know, Navarrete a hard fight, man. That's why I thought when I thought Navarrete beat Barinchek. And I'm gonna keep it real. I just thought they just was protecting Keyshawn that time. Because I thought Navarrete beat Barinchek. And then when he ended up going to fight motherfucker, when he fought Barinchek, they robbed him and shit. And I always thought like, damn, Keyshawn and Navarrete would have been a bigger fight, a better fight, but Navarrete probably would have stopped him too. You know? Shout out my guy, Ro, pulling up, man. Listen, man, shout out my brother H Money Boxing, my nigga. My nigga H Money, you know, my nigga Kendrell, you know what's up. Green, listen, man, shout out. Listen, man, it's the mob, nigga. Nah, man, you know what it is. I'm happy my brother pulled up, man. You see a smile on my face. I ain't see my brothers in the wild, man. I ain't see my niggas in the wild, man. If you hear any music in the background of little fucking bitch ass niggas, yo, I don't owe none of the copyrights. Little bitch ass niggas back there, man. All outside banging that corny reggaeton shit. Trying to hear that shit.
My bad, bro. I lost connection.
Yeah, man. One of those burns. But yeah, like I was telling them, I always thought Navarrete beat Barinchek, and I guess Top Rangers ain't wanted to match up Navarrete and Keyshawn at the time because they thought Navarrete stopped me. So that was me. That's what I thought. You know, I ain't like that at all.
Well, like I said about Keyshawn, Devin Haney Shakur Stevenson, Brian Garcia, Rolly Romero, Tank Davis, all of them in the same league. You're in a league where you can fight Abdullah Mason, you can fight Gary Antoine Russell, you can fight Playlu, you can fight Richardson, you can fight it's so many guys out there. You can fight Jack Catterall. You can go out here and try to end some guys' careers that are established right now and continue to build your name. And then one day that could be the biggest fight in boxing. Because if you go through and run through everybody else, then that means you're the only one left. They have to fight you, you know. But you don't want to do that because you don't want to be first put in a position to fight Shakur.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird.
You go out there. If you go out there and you fight Devin first and you beat Devin, what you think everybody gonna be calling for, Keyshawn? You and Shakur. So you're setting yourself up for failure since you don't want to fight your brother.
Yep.
You're setting yourself up to go down the wrong road. Mr. I don't want to fight my brother. If you beat Devin Haney, who else is there for Shakur to fight other than you?
Ooh.
Now you're gonna be like, oh, Shakur can fight this person. Shakur, no, nigga, you could have fought them people. Shakur has been professional before you. Him and Devin and Tank was already fighting before you. So why are you coming up here trying to get in the mix when you got your own smoke that you can be creating and building your own fucking name? It's like you trying to step on your brother's toes. And that's why I say they all young niggas, because they wouldn't even be doing all this brother shit if they wasn't. They'd be just trying to get to the fucking bag.
Yeah.
You finna really put yourself, you running yourself and you're running that trap right into a fucking hole for you and Shakur to fight. Because if you go out here and beat all the niggas Shakur trying to fight, then there's nothing left for Shakur to fight but you, asshole. So what are you doing right now? Go fight the niggas nigga Tim just called you out for that De Los Santos shit. You still ain't brought that man name back up. You don't want to fight De Los Santos.
Never did, bro. Never
did.
Ain't nothing.
Ain't never wanted to fight that man.
He keep mentioning some shit. His mentality is so fucked up. He keep mentioning some shit that happened in 2019, 2020. And if that shit's still in your mind, you know,
you ain't aggressive.
Like what you do behind the scenes, like all of that drinking and smoking shit, we tired of those excuses. We tired of those excuses.
Go hang out with Adrian Bronner if you want to do that.
Because if you ask me, I thought he was scared of De Los Santos. That's why he ain't made weight.
Timothy Bradley feel the same way you feel.
I thought he was scared.
Shit. And Timothy Bradley, he a damn professional fighter. He feel the same way you feel, so you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Because if you wanted to fight him, you in the same weight class. Neither one of you niggas got a belt. Y'all can fight. That nigga De Los Santos don't play no side of the streets. That nigga came over there and fought Shakur.
Yeah.
He don't play that side of the street shit. He came and fought Shakur.
And that Shakur victory was iffy to me. I thought that
everybody was pissed off about it. Everybody wanted the rematch. So go out there and beat De Los Santos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go fight Gary Antoine Russell and get you a belt. Why you want to go fight Gary Antoine Russell like that's not a big fight in boxing? Gary Antoine Russell don't give a damn about coming across no street. PBC let him fight that. Because if Gary Antoine Russell big, that's another big name on his resume. That's another big name on his resume. BBC, Al Heyman wouldn't be mad about that. They wouldn't care nothing about it.
And you know what's so crazy? It's like you were saying before, it's other fighters and other champions at 147, you know?
Right.
Jack Catterall, just to go get a title. Humar Rowley, the WBA route is excellent. The winner out of Connor and Ryan, excellent. Lewis Crocker is capture yourself a title to make it a unification situation. Because your resume right now is not heavy. You know, and if let's say you do take the Dev fight and Dev beat you, where are you gonna go at from there? With your mentality. If Dev beat Keyshawn, if that fight happened next and Dev end up beating him, I want to know how Keyshawn mentality will act after that loss. That's all I want to know. You know? Is you gonna be a real crash out? Is you gonna be the next? You know, you gonna be worse. AB is AB, but if you gonna like the shit you doing ain't nothing but AB doing. Because when I came home from upstate, I'm watching AB fight and I'm watching him doing shows, performing. Just living his life. You feel me?
If that's what you're gonna do, go do that. If you're gonna be in this boxing shit, we don't need to be hearing about that.
Oh, right, and the chatter all there. He said Russell Haroka or Russell Andy Cruz chatter all there. Yeah, he got a lot of opinions. He fight all night. He definitely got a lot, but it's all about.
Oh, he can fight Isaac Pitbull Cruz from the NTM WBC. He can fight Gary Antoine for the WBA. He can. I mean, like I say, Richardson, from my understanding, just moved up and vacated the IBL. You can go and fight for the IBL. There's
a lot of fights at 140 for you.
Man, look at all the fights that man just put up there on the screen. We have Fight All Night TV.
It's all a fight. You got Russell.
So all of them fights, all facts, all of them fights right there does not interfere with you and Shakur. But you'd rather not fight none of them and go and fight Devin Haney to put yourself in the position to next. If you beat Devin Haney, you got to fight Shakur. But that's your brother. You don't want to fight him. So why not go fight all these other guys? That's the shit I don't get with these guys, bro.
I don't. Because like you said, that brother shit is too crazy. That's why I respect Bruce. I respect Scooter Davis. Niggas ain't with that brother shit. Listen, we gotta fight. We gotta
Scooter learned from Tank. Scooter ain't never say he went fight Tank. I mean, just give you an example. Like I say, Scooter learned from Tank. He never said he went fight Tank. But it's just their mentality is so fucking gone now, bro. These niggas' mentality are gone. I feel the same about Richardson and Shakur. Richardson will never fight Shakur, and Shakur never fight Richardson. If they both got a belt at 147 right now, them niggas won't fight. The shit is getting sad. The shit is getting really sad.
It is. It's like on some WWE shit, bro. Like, come on. Like, y'all the 4 horsemen or something. We ain't trying to see that shit.
We ain't trying to see no tag team match. This is boxing.
We trying to see y'all rumble, you know? And I don't know, that's a lot. He versus Tank would. That would be we fight all night. That'd be a crazy build-up. But hopefully, Tank got 12 more days? The answer, see if he gonna fight Schofield.
Yeah. I honestly don't even want to see that fight.
Me neither.
I honestly don't even want to see it. And it's not about not wanting to see a boxing match or not wanting to see skills. It's the simple fact of the matter is we've been playing this game with Tank for too long. Mm-hmm. Nobody on this earth believes Schofield is an A-level fighter because he hasn't proven anything to be an A-level fighter. We want to see Tank only versus A-level fighters. We're not asking Devin Haney to go fight somebody that's not a champion. We're not asking Shakur to go fight somebody that's not a champion. Tank got in trouble. Tank had outside issues. Tank took himself away from boxing just like Keyshawn Davis did. You don't get no pass. You don't get no, come back, easy fight. You don't get no, not fight a world. Nigga, you the world champion. Come back and fight another world champion. Come back and fight an A-list. That's the reason I want to see it. That's not to hate on Schofield. That's not to hate on him. But go do something. Yeah. Go do something, my nigga. Then you can get the Tank fight.
Yeah.
You let Tank get a fight with Frank Martin that pulled out the Shakur fight that didn't even deserve a Tank fight because y'all should have made him fight Shakur first, but you let him pull out of that to go get the Tank fight. Yeah. Right? The Lamont Roach shit, I still don't even know how that shit came about. Talking about you fighting mandatories and moving up and all this Hector Garcia and Lamont Roach bullshit.
Yeah,
all of this shit is getting old with Tank. Either he fights the best or he don't fight no more. Fuck this in-between shit. He needs a comeback fight. He got to fight Kid Austin because of mandatory. The nigga's a champion. You know what Trump's a mandatory? Another champion. Fight a Dula Mason.
Yeah, have him unify something. Because
fight Mark Tyler. I mean, give me something that I'm asking for. I'm tired of giving what you want to give us and PBC wants us to give us, bro. Yeah. You crossing the street to fight a nigga that ain't even a champion. At least Mark Tyler went out there and fought for his belt.
Yeah.
A gold medalist he beat. He beat a nigga like Dennis Barichek.
Then he beat the nigga that beat Keyshawn. Beat the guy that beat Keyshawn. You know,
So
and it's a great victory under his belt.
I mean, I just don't get it, bro. I honestly don't get that shit, bro. That's just like you letting you're telling Tank it's okay, just take as much money, fuck the sport.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're telling Tank. Fuck the sport of boxing, take as much money as you want, which that is the goal, but it can't be that plain to see. Have some disguise about it. It can't, nigga, y'all putting this right here in our face like, yeah, Tank gonna do what he want to do, still make $25 to $30 million, still be a champion, and ain't accomplished shit. Ain't accomplished shit, bro. There's countless times of Tank being able to unify or even getting all the belts and fighting for undisputed. But he has yet to do that because all of these mandatories and this person did this or this person coming off of this or a whole bunch of bullshit, or we had sparring sessions together and I feel like I got the best of you. I mean,
yeah, that's what's really going on out here, though.
The Rolly fight didn't make no sense. Kid Austin fight don't make no sense. Isaac Pitbull Cruz fight don't. Hector Garcia Lamont. Them fights don't make no fucking sense, Tank. And I'm tired of seeing them. I don't want to see the kid Schofield fight, bro. And it's not to hate on Schofield. Keep doing your thing, but go out there and actually win something, and then come see Tank.
Lucas Body or something. Go fight Lucas Body, Schofield. I mean,
right. Go do something. Go beat up Mortala. I mean, again, you're in the WBA, right? Yeah. You're not only in the WBA rankings, you're in other rankings. I know Tank is the biggest fight, but how much more money are you going to get if you come in there with the belt to unify versus Tank than just coming in there empty-handed because you got to fight?
Yes.
You go out there and beat. If Oscar and them had any fucking sense, Bernard and them been hit upside the head too fucking much. Make this nigga go fight somebody, get a belt, my nigga, and then fight Tank. Your rankings ain't gonna move in the WBA just because you go over here and win another belt. But make the fight be worth something at the end of the day. Or give Tank a champion. Have him unify. But this kid Schofield fight right now, bro.
It's nothing. Don't hold no weight. We don't want to see that shit.
It's not even a $12 million fight to me.
We don't want to see that shit. I'm just leaving it alone. I don't want to see that shit. And I agree with Oscar when he told Senior, get 2-3 more fights in before you get this Tank fight. You know, get 2-3 more fights in because you living off the hype because you knocked Tevin Farmer out in the first round. Everybody's strong in the first round. We got to really see you get in there because before the Tevin Farmer fight, we just watch you get nigga put you in your back pocket. You feel me? A nigga put you in your back pocket. At the end of the day, go fight Jadir Herrera. Go fight one of them guys. You feel me? Tank, you come back. Everything should be a unification bout. Because this is what the fans want. This is what we want. We know the outcome was going to happen to this fight. And I'm glad you brought something up a little earlier because majority of the fights that we seen was all of your sparring partners. We tired of this shit. Because a person got over you and sparring a gut run. We don't want to see that shit.
That's the reason why O'Shaquie and Shakur gonna fight. The same thing they was just, I made you quit. I made you quit. That weak ass shit, man. Come on, bro. We tired of seeing y'all fighting sparring partners.
Yeah, all sparring partners, man. We don't want to see that. We don't want to hear that shit. We want to see y'all motherfuckers make something happen. You know? Tank a unification bout your fans need it. We need it dearly. We need a unification bout. We want to see Tank.
This is what we here for.
You know? We definitely need that. You know, and Floyd, nigga, just go fight Lucas Body, man. Go fight him. Get him out the way. After that, go chase somebody else and get them out the way. Or get the winner. If you beat Lucas Body, get the winner out of Lamont and Williams Zepeda. You feel me? Or even if you can't get that winner, you still get the loser just to put a name under your motherfucking resume because we got to see more from you. The crazy thing, I want to know how the fuck he become a mandatory in that amount of time. You know, and that amount of time.
Who the fuck did he even fight to become the mandatory? Shit.
That nigga pulled out so many fights. It's like, come on.
Man, this shit outrageous, bro. And it's not the hate on the man. It's not. I'm telling you. I'm saying that to the world. It's not the hate on Kid Schofield, but there's no reason why you deserve this fight. I'm mandatory. If Tank had any sense, I will make him go get a belt.
Yeah.
Don't fuck about no mandatory. Because if you don't want to go get a belt first, then like I said, a unification trumps a mandatory anyways. I'll sit his ass on the shelf. I will sit his ass on the shelf. I will go give Abdullah Mason the opportunity, and I go give Raymond Matala the opportunity and make his ass sit on the shelf. Continue to shit him in the WBA. Because it's not your time. You did nothing in the sport of boxing to even be on this level. Nigga, we seen more training videos than actual fights from you, Kid Austin. We seen your daddy talk more than we seen fights from you, Kid Austin. So what in the fuck do you think that you deserve? Why do you think that you deserve a Tank fight? Like, go make that nigga do something, Tank. Go make him do something. But knowing Tank, is still putting money in his pocket, right? He feels like he's not on this level, right? So he's going to play it just like the Frank Martin fight. And he has all right to. You saw how disrespectful Tank was at that press conference with Frank Martin? Because he knew for a fact Frank Martin did not deserve to be on that level. If it wasn't for Errol Spence, you would never even touch this type of environment, these lights, this stage, this premier atmosphere. You would not even smell it from a mile away, my nigga. And Kid Austin in the same fucking boat, him and his daddy. You do not deserve to be here. And I hope he disrespect their ass the same fucking way. You did nothing to get here. It's people blood, sweat, and tears to get to this level.
Yup.
And you ain't did shit to get here, my nigga. Nah, you ain't did nothing.
Facts. That's a motherfucking fact. That's a fact.
So I hope people.
And the crazy thing is, just it sounded like a Frank Martin situation. Just about how you broke that down, it looked just like it. Same storyline. It looked just like it.
And that's why I say Tank will accept that, because it's easy. It's easy. There's no challenge in that. You don't know what's going to happen when you step out of that tunnel and them lights hit your ass, dog. Them lights hit your ass, dog. Thank you, God. Because, see, I got that experience before. It made me feel like I was in trouble, like I'm about to fight. Them lights hit my motherfucking ass walking out with them. You feel me? And this the biggest stage.
Yeah. This
the biggest stage. I'm talking about this. It's damn near 40,000 people in this joint. It's crowded. This one of the biggest fights that you can, you know what I'm saying? So when that shit hits you, bro, it either you prepare for it or you're not. And I'm gonna compare this, but I'm not really comparing it because they're two separate fighters on two different levels. But as much as everybody was saying Errol Spence was high or Errol Spence was this or Errol Spence was that, when Errol Spence walked out of that tunnel to come in that ring with Terrence Crawford, he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Them lights, that atmosphere, as many times that he has been on that stage, the opponent across was never on his level like Terrence Crawford was. And that's why it was always a difference until he met his match. And he walked out and he seen that this star is just as big as me, because this star actually has been doing it longer than me. I just been on a bigger platform than him. Yeah, Terrence Crawford been doing it longer. Yeah, he has. And he's been, yeah, exactly. But Errol Spence was just a bigger draw. A bigger name. You get what I'm saying? So when I see Tank walk out, because Tank gonna walk out last. When I see Kid Austin walk out, he's gonna hit him, but it's not gonna really hit him. And when Tank walk out, that shit it's gonna hit him. Like, we here now. There's no turning back. This shit is here. You have to stick to the game plan. You have to adjust. You have to adapt. There's no running. There's no calling no timeout. You got to be prepared for this level. And you have never been on a championship level ever. an interim belt, an interim WBA belt, all of that bullshit that you've been fighting, that is totally different than this level, all facts, that you're finna, this stage that you finna approach at this time with Tank Davis.
That's
So in the 6th and 7th round, when you got to make adjustments, when you dog shit tired, guess who's gonna be able to do that? Tank. In them championship rounds, guess who's gonna be able to adapt and control their breathing and understand what's the most important punch during those times, and to know when to throw the combinations to the body and to the head during those times. When know to step back and get on the ropes and let you throw yourself out at them times. See, that right there beat Rolly. That right there beat Frank Martin. That right there beat Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And it's going to do the same to Kid Austin. But it won't happen to Shakur like that. I guarantee it won't happen to Devin Haney like that. Even Ron Garcia felt it, because as big as Ron Garcia was on social media and around the sport of boxing, he's never been under those type of lights when he fought Tank.
Thank you.
And I'm trying to give it to these niggas that think they know boxing, that don't know boxing. It's just the difference of being on that stage. That already has lost you the fight, my nigga.
Yep.
That already lost him the fight. It wasn't that he was drained or no shit like that, all facts. He used too much energy already. He used too much energy getting in the fucking ring. He was already nervous. The draw was already too big for him.
Yes, it was.
He was hyperventilating before the first round.
Yes, it was. And that's the key thing a lot of people don't understand. Even when certain fighters tell other fighters is that this going to be too much for you. You never been here. You never seen this. Some fighters think, well, I came out. Nah, but sometimes when, man, we're going to find out. We're going to find out the 27th, because I keep watching Boots tell Xander this. And I'm watching Xander talking about what you did in Puerto Rico. It's a difference. It's a difference. The whole country. This shit is in the States right now. It's a difference. Them niggas been under those lights. And one thing I learned about Floyd, too, is like the time he was getting floored. Bro, when you went the distance with this guy, what the fuck you think Tank gonna do to you? What you think Tank gonna do to you? And you want to be the first fighter to fight him. I don't know how the fuck you became this mandatory, but you want to be the first that boy hungry. That boy hungry, you know? But like you said, with a Devin and Shakur, they know the landscape. They know it's a 12-round fight. We're not preparing for a 4-rounder, a 1-rounder, a 4-rounder, a motherfucking 6-rounder, 8-rounder. We preparing for 12 rounds. So, you know, we know what rounds to take off. We know what to do. And that's the problem. Tank knew in his mind that he'll always have problem with those two fighters, because I've been in a ring with them, but the IQ is just like mine.
Right. As long as he played a mind trick game on Rolly, the same thing that he's going to do to Kid Austin. See, everybody don't understand. Tank was baiting Rolly in by saying, when Rolly made a mistake and said, I'm gonna knock you out in the first round. So Tank played the game and held him to that. Took him off his game. You gonna knock me out in the first round? You gonna knock me out in the first round? He kept bringing that up, kept throwing that in there, kept throwing that in there. So when the fight came, it was so much pressure under them lights for Rolly to stop him in the first round. And if you seen how Rolly came out, go back and watch that first round. If you seen how Rolly came out and was trying to walk him down and try to get inside and trying to get him on the ropes to try to land a big shot, and what Tank do right after that first bell ring? Looked at that motherfucker, stuck his tongue out. The referee had to tell him to go to the corner, because you ain't doing. He's already in your mind now. And these lights are just going to wear you down even more as long as this fight go on. By the 6th round, you ain't on this stage. You ain't on this level, because like you just said, we're not preparing for a 6th or 7th round. I train my fighter for 12 rounds. That's Calvin Ford's favorite lines. I'm not training him for no knockout. I train my fighter for 12 rounds. He was never fucking prepared, never should have been in that position, was not ready. And I'm saying the same thing about Kid Austin. It's more mental than physical. Tank knocking you niggas out by getting in your head before even landing a punch on your motherfucking ass. Because you just want to say, oh, I beat Tank to get a bag and be a draw and be known for that. You're not even actually dedicating yourself to this sport to have 10 years jeopardy after you beat this one fighter. This all you're fighting for. Tank, at one point, Tank was fighting for longevity.
Yeah.
He was. But once the money started flowing in, all of that shit changed. But he had already experienced and got to that level. You guys never even got the chance to experience and get to that level. So now you're just trying to do it off of 15 minutes of fame. Get my 15 minutes of fame and get out the door.
Hey, bro, you want to know what's so crazy? In his mind, right, he probably thinking, if I beat Tank, I become the face of boxing. No, the fuck you don't.
Right.
Niggas ain't coming to the face of boxing. You got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. You gotta
how you going to be the face of boxing?
Hey, how you going to be the face of boxing because you beat Tank? Nah. That shit don't work like that.
Crawford ain't even a face of boxing. He beat Canelo, who was a bigger star than Tank.
Right.
Canelo can still come back and get a $200 million bag. You don't become, and that's what I was saying. What I was just saying, bro. They living off of 15 minutes of fame. That's all they want. They don't give a damn. They have a boxing career after I beat the one that they were saying the face of boxing. I beat the real one, Tank. No, it doesn't work like that, big dog. It don't work like that. If you really think about it, Canelo became the face of boxing after he took a loss.
Yeah.
He lost to Floyd.
That's a fact.
So while y'all niggas trying to win, this nigga took a loss and became the face.
Even Pacquiao.
Come on, bro.
Pacquiao, that's a fact.
Come on now. Come on now. These niggas out here taking losses, becoming the face of boxing, and you niggas worrying about one fight to win when they think you gonna become the face. Yep. That don't even make sense.
Don't. Definitely don't. That's crazy, man. How these people think, man. How they think. And Senior, you know, when he shout out to Mill City Boxing, he always be on Mill City saying, you know, well, Tank is the guy. If we beat Tank, we didn't know, bro. You had an opportunity with Shakur. Whatever happened over there, that's what you say. Some of us believe you, some of us don't. You feel me? After that, you could have been fought Lucas' body. You could have been fought this guy. You so worried about a fucking WBA main title. Get some fights under your motherfucking belt. You ain't. The last time we seen you was with Tevin Farmer. You should have been right back in the ring 3 months later. Your motherfucking promoter telling you, not right now, the time, not right now. Get 2-3 more fights in, then we can go that route. But and Senior mind is like, oh, Tank been out the ring going on a year and a half, whatever. We can get him. We can clip him. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful. Because I'm glad you brought up that point because I see the vision. It's going to remind me of a Frank Martin and Rolly situation. It's going to be just the outcome. You don't belong here. Listen, I seen what you about. I gave you props, you know, when we spar or whatever, but that's what you living off of too. You living off
exactly what you living off of. That's all you got to live off of. You ain't did shit else. You ain't did. What else did Rolly do other than spar with Tank? What else did he do? I mean, I don't want to shit on them because they have a license for a reason. You turned professional for a reason. A commissioner of Nevada, California, New York, Georgia, Texas, they're not giving out licensing to anybody. It's a reason why you're a professional. I'm not shitting on you. But what I'm telling you is, even at my fucking job, is levels to this shit. Mm-hmm. It's levels to everything that you fucking do. That's why there's different pay grades. That's why there's different job titles. It's levels to every fucking thing that you do, my nigga. Just because you have a license, just because you're a professional, don't mean that you're on this nigga's level. Yes. You work your way to get to that nigga's level.
Yes.
So, if niggas don't understand, Money Mayweather was Pretty Boy first and had to get to Money Mayweather. But you niggas can just jump the line and go straight to Money Mayweather.
That's what they trying to do.
I don't get it, big bro. I don't get the shit. And that's why I say that this is another situation. That's why I say it's a certain thing called 15 minutes of fame. Because after you beat Tank, what is your next 5-year goal?
Yeah.
Niggas ain't even started planning past Tank. It's reason why I already know they're not on Tank level. If you beat Tank, what do you plan on doing?
Yes.
Do you plan on unifying against Abdullah Mason and Raymond Mortala? What are you moving up? Are you taking that bag and taking 2 years off because you don't need to fight no more after a Tank fight? What is your goal? What are you doing after Tank? Who is there after Tank? And that's how I know that they hung go on this Tank fight. All of them. If you get a Tank fight, you don't really need nothing else. You don't really need nothing else.
That's true. That's true.
And we see sometimes a fighter like Rolly or Ron keep fighting and accomplish some things and be champions in other weight classes. Or we see a nigga like Frank Martin have a draw in his last fight and still ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, where do you go from here? Where do you go from here? Because again, everybody that has fought Tank has never seen that same bag again.
Never did.
Never seen that same bag again. So why are you so in a rush to get it right now? Go build yourself up to make the bag even bigger. So when you do get a chance to fight a Tank, a Devin, or a Shakur, it's a lot more money than what you're getting right now for not accomplishing shit. If you go out there and you beat Raymond Mortale, you go out there and you beat Abdullah Mason, your bag is 10 times bigger than what it was at this stage right now. What's the point of fighting him right now when you ain't accomplished shit? It's not to get you bigger, because when you take a loss or draw with this nigga, it's not going to make you bigger, bro. It's not. It's actually going to hurt you, because as much as the people might know you, the paychecks aren't going to be bigger because you did not win. That's what really matters, the paychecks, not how many people know you, not how famous you are, but how much money you got in the bank account. Because them same niggas that beat Tank, the only one that I'm seeing get a big bag right now is Ryan, not even Rolling, not Frank, not either Pitbull, Cruz. They're not making the same money they made when they fought Tank. The only one I can see doing that is Ryan. And he was doing that before Tank. So at the end of the day, and like I say, Ryan Garcia had to fight somebody big to get a big Tank check too, like a Devin or somebody like. So he ain't getting it by fighting on anybody. So at the end of the day, why you so in the rush to fight this nigga when you ain't accomplished shit, and you see the niggas that fought him before that ain't accomplished shit, ain't doing shit now? Yeah. So what you think gonna happen to you, big bro? So go in there and accomplish some shit, make yourself well-renowned. So Tank has to give you $20, $25 million a step in it. It's a real negotiation. Now it's whatever Tank wants and whatever Tank decides to give you at this point. Whatever Tank decides to give Golden Boy. And again, as much as they want to put it on Oscar and Bernard, I'm pretty sure Oscar and Bernard is telling Ron, Kid Austin, all these guys, don't take that Tank fight until you get something first. You good. Go and fight somebody first. And I believe that's what they was trying to tell Ron before he took the first fight. That's what they was trying to tell him. Because I remember Oscar saying he didn't want Ryan to take that Tank fight at the time, because he knew how big Ryan was and how big a Ryan could get if he went out there and accomplished something first and then came in the ring and fought Tank. And it's the same way we got Kid Austin. Go out there and accomplish something first, bring something to the table, and then not necessarily leverage, but it gives you more opportunities if this fight goes south for you.
That's a fact.
It gives you more opportunity if this fight goes south for you, bro.
Man, this shit going.
I was thinking the same thing like you were saying about the Boots and Xander fight. It's a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
But it's levels to this shit. And that weak ass shit that y'all keep talking about, Xander big, Xander throwing this. Have y'all actually looked at this nigga work out? Have y'all seen Xander work out? For one, a lot of people like to say punching bags and miss don't punch back. I ain't even looking at that part.
Yeah.
You fight how you train.
Listen, man.
I think I can get inside on Xander. That slow ass shit he doing.
Yeah.
So if you that big and your power is that much and you that slow, when you hit Boost twice, he gonna hit you 6 times.
Yes, he is.
When you hit Boost one time, he gonna hit you 3 times. Cause you that fucking slow. Xander has power. Xander is big. Xander has a jab, but he's slow.
Oh shit.
He's slow. And that is going to be the outcome of why Boots overcomes him. It's levels to this shit. The same thing about now going back to the Kid Austin and Tank fight. Tell me what's the difference? Kid Austin is going to be too slow. Kid Austin is going to be too slow. Xander Zayas and Kid Austin style of fighting is not different, bro. I don't care if one is Puerto Rican and one is black. Go and look at their styles of fighting. Go look at both of their styles of fighting. I don't give a damn about the race. Go look at their styles of fighting. They're both the same. They have power if they connect. Only if they connect. If you don't connect, that power shit don't mean nothing. That size shit don't mean nothing. Kid Austin is bigger than Tank. Naturally bigger than Tank. And Xander is naturally bigger than Boots. It's the same way. They both stick behind their jab unless they feel like they can control you. They fight the same fucking way. So what's gonna make the fight different? Speed. Tank and Boots has the power and the speed to get underneath that jab and make it effective, handicap you, and then put your fucking lights out.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's how I look at both of those fights.
I told people I won't be surprised, man. You know, between 7 and 9, Boots get him out of here. You know,
Right.
I like Xander as a fighter, but this right here is too much for him.
It's a different level.
And you know, listen, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You understand me? Listen, you know greatness when you see it. At the end of the day, just like Boots said, if I would have fought Abbas Baru or Perez, y'all would have been criticizing me about the fight. I would have knocked them out. Y'all would have been saying, oh, he's still fighting nobodies. But if he fight them, it's cool. You know?
Right.
Y'all complain about his Lima situation, but he went in there and did what he had to do to an IBO champion. You know,
Right.
We understand the Karen situation, but Karen is better than the nigga George Perez he fought. You
Right.
feel me? Villa is a stronger and better opponent than the nigga he fought. You know,
Right.
How he scored his title. And the key thing I hate, because everybody, oh, Boots get hit too much. He do this and do. Bro, you not in the ring. Half of you people don't even know how to roll with a punch. You feel me? Because a nigga roll with a punch, y'all probably think he getting hit because you see sweat flying and he ain't even getting hit. He just rolling with the shit. Come back and tune you right the fuck up. You know? Listen, man. I like
and sometimes you want a fighter to land a punch to make them fully commit. I learned that from Roy Jones. I learned that from animal fighting. Sometimes you got to bait that person in to make them commit so you can snap like a king cobra. So you can react to it. If a motherfucker stand on the outside all night, how can you create or be able to land a big shot? Let that motherfucker commit. So that's why I be saying these motherfuckers don't be knowing shit about boxing. He's supposed to get hit sometimes. Let that motherfucker feel, especially if you've been hit and you know you can take the shit, let him fully commit. Because when I do hit you back.
One thing, I watch a lot of people, when we say, that nigga Boots got a chin. We watch niggas.
Absolutely.
That shit. He ate it. He ate it. I ain't never seen him get gassed out like in the late rounds, the championship rounds. When Xander was fighting Abbas, you seen Abbas when he was hitting him with them body shots, applying a little pressure. You started to see Xander gas out a little bit, you know. And I'm like, dang, Virgil Ortiz, Boots, no Virgil. I don't know. That shit probably would have been but Boots on your ass, Fendora on your ass with them body shots, you know. And they starting early from the first, and by the seventh or eighth, I know 9 times out of 10 they're gonna get you out because you don't like body shots. I'm watching Xander. He don't like body shots.
Nah, hell no. He don't. He don't like to get hit, period.
Yeah.
He don't like to get hit.
And we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see.
It's the same thing that I just said. The exact same thing that you just said. That's how I know you're 100% right about it all fast. Is because I just said when Boots gets underneath that jab and start connecting to that fucking body, which we all know Xander don't like to get hit. Just like Kid Austin.
Yeah.
When they get hit, it's going to change the momentum of the fight. Now it's up to you to make the adjustments. Tank and Boots ain't got to make no adjustment. Now it's up to you. Can you adjust? Frank Martin wasn't able to because he was never on that level. Rolly wasn't able to because he was never on that level. Ron Garcia wasn't able to because he was never on that. It takes a special fight. Like Tank, and they get so mad at Tank for saying this, but it's true. Tank said, I've been doing this shit since 5. Yeah. Shakur been doing this shit since 5. 5 years old. 7 years old. You niggas coming in fighting at 17 and 18 and 19, just starting the boxing fighting career. It's a difference. They've been training their bodies for this for so long, no matter what. On the amateur level, on the national level, on the Olympics level, they have already been training their bodies to get to this level when you're just starting to. It's a difference. Not saying that Xander hasn't. But again, Xander, the type of training that you have been getting is totally different than what Bob Bozy and them guys are teaching over there in Philly, man. It's a different style. It's a different technique. You good? It's a different style. It's a different technique, right? Again, when Boots Ennis comes into the fight, 50% is already won.
Yeah.
The crowd is on his side. You in America. Them lights finna hit your ass. He already 50% run. He just got to go out there and handle business. What are you going to do to make him adjust? What are you going to do to handicap him? You have to make the adjustment. Kid Austin, what you going to do to make him adjust? And that's what I asked. I don't know if you saw Cigar Talk. Shout out to Cigar Talk. Shout out to Najee. I was just on there with him with O'Shaquie Foster. Mm-hmm. And I asked O'Shaquie Foster the same thing I asked Kid Austin and as Xander Zayas. I asked O'Shaquie Foster, what offensive game plan are you bringing for this defensive mastermind? Because Shakur ain't going to be the one that has to make the adjustments. You are. And the same thing I'm saying about Xander. These guys have been on this level before. I know they can make the adjustments. I have seen it. When have you? When are you going to show me that you can make the adjustment? You can't. You're not that type of fighter. Your IQ is not that equipped. I don't give a damn what you can do physically. I'm talking here still. It's what we've been talking about the whole conversation. How can you adjust? How can you adapt? What can you do to break this fighter down and change his momentum? Mm-hmm. You know what this guy said? Oh, me and Shakur got the same jab. We the same speed. You ain't nowhere near no fucking Shakur, nowhere in nothing. Mm. And that's why I know you guys be believing lies. They're like, you fighters are lies. You lie to yourself. You sit here and lie to your fucking self to say you even anywhere near Shakur level. Nowhere near it. Not with 3 losses and going life and death with a nigga that Shakur Stevenson beat the shit out of in Robinson Cano. You went to life and death with Robinson Cano, but you on a level with Shakur? Your defense is on Shakur level? Stop it, man. Stop it. Be honest with yourself. You know, and that's what I mean. All fast. These guys ain't even being honest with themselves. I know they're not ready for these championship bouts.
They not. They not. And I'm glad you mentioned that about adjustments because you never see this. I never seen Xander adjust to nothing.
I never seen Kid Austin adjust to nothing.
Never did. Never did. Never did. You know.
I never seen Xander have to adapt or fight a different way. Yeah. It's always been up in him because they ain't put you in the ring with no fucking body.
And that's a motherfucking fact.
And Kid Austin too.
You watch
a farmer, but you did something. Fuck out of here, bro.
You watch Kid Austin get dropped and exposed by a D-level fighter, bro.
Right.
Hey, come on. It's levels, man. You gotta earn that shit. And that you gotta earn it. But with Xander and Boots, it's going to be a tough one for Xander, man. You know, you just shout out all my Ricans. You got all these people tripping to, well, you know, he wanted this. It was Karen. Listen, that's Karen. Karen game plan in the first fight was the run, my nigga. They ain't know he was going to run. And that was he was trying to survive that first fight. So you thinking you're going to take something out of that playbook. Bro, they prepared for that shit. They prepared for everything.
And the difference is...
Ball threw a punch. This nigga, well, no, a lot of people talking about it because he looking super duper sharp here in the city. He fucking niggas up, send him. One ball threw a punch. The nigga was on the inside. He slipped the punch so fast, he kissed the nigga boxing glove and beat the dog shit out. And that's
Damn.
what people are talking about in the city right now.
Damn.
You know? Like, I just hope Xander ready. I just hope Xander ready, man. I just hope
Hey,
he's
shout
ready.
out to Big G, Greg Hackett, shout out to Cool Boy, shout out to Bozy, shout out to Pooh, shout out to all them boys out there with Boost, man. Hey, man, Boost is a different breed, bro. Shout out to the team out there with them, Andy, all them boys out there with them, man. Boost is a different breed. And come June the 27th, you will understand why we wasn't just talking or just saying Boots should be on this level. You will understand why he is now officially on that level.
Yes.
Again, I can't say Keyshawn Davis or Jerron Boots Ennis won't get to the highest level. I just want to see it. I can't say they won't get to the highest level. I just want to see it. Yeah, Zufa ain't nothing, man. Them niggas ain't even fighting for no belts. I seen Richardson, and Berlanga about to fight over there. Them niggas need to go over there to Zufa. Them niggas ain't fighting for no damn belts. The sanctioning bodies ain't sanctioning that shit, bro. Ain't nobody fighting for no belts, nigga. And then they done moved the fights to TNT, Dula Mason, and then Lamont Roach them fighting on TNT. Man, this shit getting weird as hell, bro. This shit getting weird as hell, bro. This shit weird as fuck, bro. And then like a nigga like Sean O'Malley, y'all taking all these damn streamers and fake ass boxers talking about they fighters, bro. Like y'all gotta cut this shit out, bro. Boxing is one sport. Boxing, all that other shit, leave it alone, bro. They gotta stop that shit, bro. They putting too much money and too much bullshit into the sport, bro. And we gotta get the sport back to being the sport. It's what y'all failing to realize. We got to get the sport back to being the sport. Y'all worrying about a Zuffa boxing. When they fight under Zuffa, ain't no championships on the line. Ain't no sanctioning body sanctioning that shit. We want to get back to the real sport of boxing. They're fighting over there for money. They're fighting over there for clout and fame. That is not real boxing. When boxing was on HBO and Showtime back in the day, when B-Ball was really fighting back on HBO, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's boxing, bro. That's boxing, all this Zuffa shit, this Turkey Island shit. I don't not like them, but I wish they respect the game a lot more than what they're doing. It's not that I have an ill will against none of them guys. Dana White, none of them guys. I don't know them personally, so I can't hate them personally. But I just wish they respected the sport a lot better. Because like I just said, you got Hitchinson, vacate his belt, run over to Zuffa boxing, and not even fight for a belt again. You got Edgar Berliga get beat the fuck up. Now he ain't even try to fight for a belt again. He just want to check to go fight on Zuffa boxing, right? Then you got people like Lamont Roach and William Zepeda that's really around here fighting for a vacant strap at the WBC, and I guarantee them fights on Zuffa gonna get more attention than an actual boxing match, and they fighting for a vacant belt. Oh, we don't want to see that. Oh, we don't want to see that. Oh, we don't want to see that. Will Zepeda. Like, no, that's a real boxing match fighting for a real belt. It's better than watching Hitchinson fight who the fuck he fighting on Zuffa.
Yeah. Shit, you seen Zuffa last call with the CBS, the battle, that shit was ass.
Ass, bro. And then, like I said,
ass. That ain't no disrespect, but it's like
it ain't no disrespect, but nobody want to see that shit. Then they not even fighting for nothing but money. This is the sport of boxing.
Then everybody they sign don't sell. That's crazy, right? Everybody they sign don't sell tickets. It's crazy.
Because they ain't signing no real boxers. The real boxers know that these belts matter. They gotta keep this, they gotta keep the sport alive. Real boxers know it ain't just about no paycheck. You do this shit for a living. This is what you live. I remember riding with my uncle at 8 years old. My uncle was so mad about some shit that happened in our city back home in Florida. And this shit always replayed to me. I don't know why these motherfuckers try me like I ain't no real professional boxer. Like, your words stuck with me, bro. And he talking about some niggas on the street. But it's like, nigga, if I go do something to them,
yeah,
I never get that back because you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so why would I go over here and play boxing with Zuffa when this shit really matters to some people? This shit is really a lifestyle to some people.
Hey, bro, you know what's so crazy to me, right? All right, you see how hitting them, like y'all vacated y'all titles, but you want to still fight for a title. Nigga, you just was the champion.
How that work?
Like, what the
How the
fuck?
fuck does that work?
Make it make sense to me. You just was the champion, so you gave away your belt to trying to fight for the, like, it don't make sense. And then one thing I realized, like Conor Ben, a lot of these niggas ain't signing to Zuffa. They signing to Riyadh Season / Ring Magazine, and they being put on those cards, not on Zuffa cards. This is the shit that I'm hearing. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense, but stop lying saying people signing over to Zuffa. Because the crazy thing is, Richard Hitchison, you was the champion. You vacated. Jay Obataia, you was the champion. You had to give up your titles. Y'all niggas gave up your titles. So now y'all saying it's a 2-tier system. Bro, like, come on. Come on. And it's like, this is the WWE shit we talk about. I call it communism. I call it communism in boxing. Like, how y'all come to our country and attack the Muhammad Ali Act. And the shit y'all doing, it's nothing to help and protect the fighters. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't doing y'all want more of the shit for yourself to come in here and trying to turn y'all shit into a league. Y'all ain't do that to Al Heyman when they came in with PBC. Keith Thurman was the first PBC champion. And people forget that. Al Heyman, they had a PBC belt. Keith Thurman was the first PBC champion. And y'all told that nigga no. So we can let some entities from across fucking seas come over here and come on, nah, bro. You got to protect the shit, man. You got to protect it because this is real boxing. And people saying that the sanctioning body, no, the sanctioning bodies is boxing. When you get those titles, you make money. Your pay go up. When you hold the Ring Magazine, it's a wrestling belt. That shit don't hold nothing. There's no.
That's why there's no fee for it.
You feel me? Zuffa belt don't mean shit. Don't mean nothing. Why do you think Jay Opataia is sick in his stomach? That nigga won 12 rounds with a nigga with 2 left feet.
Yeah, bullshit.
Come on, like Zuffa, like I'm happy y'all putting on good fight, like not good fight. Y'all putting on fights, but nigga, Pro Box better than y'all niggas.
Right.
Box Lab better than y'all niggas. Red Owl Boxing, DSMG, but like, come on, y'all shit is shitty. But all that money y'all got, y'all should be in stadiums, in arenas, not in no fucking basement, not in no basement. Come on, man. And then you lying to these fighters, like, bro, you just had 2 champions that gave up their titles. Now you want to fight for a belt again? I ain't trying to hear that shit. Nobody don't want to see that shit. Now, man, like,
right.
Boxing, you fucking up boxing, man. You fucking up boxing, man. Them boys are not saving this shit. They're not saving it, man. They're not saving boxing. Zuffa is trash. I'm always
You definitely ain't helping boxing.
You're not. Like I watch, you know what's so crazy, bro? I watched the Senate hearing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, y'all talking shit about the body sanctions. But your fighters that y'all signed want to fight for those titles in the body sanctions. Maybe makes sense.
Right.
Y'all talk next time you talk bad about the WBC, but y'all signed Conor Ben, who want to fight for the WBC. Y'all attack the WBC, y'all attack the IBF. Now, if you sign Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, they WBO champions. Y'all want to attack the WBO now? Because Dana White, it's his mouth. He fuck everything up. We're not going to deal with the body sanctions. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. And then when you start, now you want to deal with them. Now you want to make it a 2-tier
Well,
system.
you have to, because if the champion's gonna fight, you got to deal with the sanctioning bodies. So I mean, there's no way around that.
Fact, yo. That's a straight motherfucking fact. That's the only reason I don't fuck with Zuffa, because everything Dana White came out his mouth and said, I don't need a body. But if you don't need a body sanctions, then nigga, it ain't boxing.
It ain't boxing.
It ain't boxing.
And like I say, y'all start a 4-belt era just to end the 4-belt era to go with this bullshit. The 4-belt era was created for more champions to be able to come in and we'd be able to fight for undisputed. Now it's like, because at first it was only 3 and you fight for undisputed. Now they add that extra belt, you know. And again, I'm blaming the sanctioning bodies too, because some of them fees need to come down.
Some of them fees, it should be off a percentage of what the fighters is making and shit. It should be a flat fee that you pay for on that belt, 50,000, 100, whatever you're gonna set it at, and don't change that shit no matter the level of the fighter, how much money they making, none of that shit. Leave that shit the same. That should be written in stone already. So that will eliminate all the money aspect of all of that shit. And then if you go in and you actually sit down and structure this shit to where I'm not going to have 40 people in the WBA.
Yeah.
Now it's 40 people trying to fight for this one belt. 50 people in the WBO. Now 50 people trying to fight for this one fucking belt. 30 people in the IBO. That's too many fighters in one weight class trying to fight for one belt. Everybody's not going to be a champion. I get that part, right? But if the fighters are fighting each other, then there's a chance that you could get to there. These motherfuckers won't fight each other.
Yep.
They got to go and fight each other now. And if you take a loss and lose the belt, guess what? You get an opportunity to win it again because these motherfuckers fighting each other. But if they're not fighting each other, if they're not putting because again, 1 or 2 fights from the champion a year and he wins both of them fights, he's still a champion. But if you make that champion fight 3 to 4 times a year, there's a chance, a bigger chance, he might lose. So you got another champion. Shit keeps rotating. But if a motherfucker ain't fighting everybody, how you gonna fight 4 to 5 times a year? 3 to 4 times a year. Make these motherfuckers start fighting and we can get back on the train. Make them start fighting. Fuck all this brother shit, all this foreign shit, all this. We gotta wait 8 months to make sure the money right or the budget ain't right or the net. Man, make these niggas start fighting. It's a lot of basketball and baseball and football games that are not televised, but they still happen.
Yep.
And we hear about them on SportsCenter, Google, or whatever. It's been a lot of football games that motherfuckers only get 2 football games where they at unless you have an NFL package. You only get certain basketball games from where you at unless you have an NBA package. So it's a lot of shit that's going on in sports that is not nationally televised, that they're still making millions of dollars every time they step out on that quarter field or something. How the fighters do the same fucking thing. It's a sport. We don't have to see every fucking fight to know that they're fighting for a championship or fighting to get to a championship or fighting to get $1 million. This shit's going to fail regardless. So while they're fighting and we pick, oh damn, they fought. You can go back and watch it on you. They fought. Boom, boom, boom. That's still going to bring you in revenue because somebody still is watching it. So that's bringing you backhand money. Again, it's still creating more fights and giving people more opportunities. And again, you got to sit down with these guys and change it all the way around to get this shit back fixed for boxing, the sport. Not about the money or who's coming famous off of it, but for the sport is fucking self, bro.
Yep.
That's what I'm getting at.
Fact. That's a motherfucking fact. We got to get the sport back to where it's at because like it's too many money hungry motherfuckers right now, man. You know, that's like I say, man. For people like us that love the sport and know the sport and leave a bad taste in our mouth for certain, like we said, ain't none of these fights happening. You got everybody patient and make these fights happening. You know?
Everybody want the money in the spotlight. Well, you know what? The Yankees is one of the best baseball teams ever. And every time a baseball game come on, it ain't the Yankees that's being televised. It's a lot of Yankees games that are not being televised. The Dallas Cowboys is an American team. You know how many games the Dallas Cowboys do not play on CBS, NBC, ABC, ESPN, that they have cameras there, but it's not being televised? And they still making money?
Yeah.
You know how many fights that is, bro? I mean, how many games that is? And it could be the same way with this sport. You know how many fights y'all can have? And don't say y'all don't have them because when Dev and them go to Mexico or this place and that place or Xander fight in Puerto Rico, that shit ain't always televised.
Televised. Shit, when Xander fought in Puerto Rico was on tour.
That shit wasn't televised. Exactly. So it could be a lot of championship fights that when the fighters are not on Tank or Shakur or Devin level, that can be happening, that they can still be fighting, getting these fights under their belts, getting the experience under their belts. So when they do get to this level, they already are millionaires. And again, I know the sports are different because those are team sports and it's an individual sport, but that shows me that you should have a lot more money to give an individual person than the whole fucking team.
Yes.
Come on, bro. So they like to throw shit at you from every aspect. So I try to study from every aspect before I come with this. And this is the analogy that I came up with. Like, we have to make these fights continue to happen, whether we're watching them live or not. So then we can get everybody on the same page and get back to this 4-belt era where it is enough for everybody to go around.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because again, if you got the number 5 and number 7 guy fighting non-televised, and you got the 3 and 4 guy fighting televised, now whoever wins out of this 5 and 7 guy can fight the 3 and 4 guy. Now two fights and already didn't fucking happen. Now we about to get a third fight. Shit, we done got through 3 months with 3 fights. We damn near had a fight every month, getting this shit back going.
That's all they gotta do. All they gotta do, man. All. And it makes a lot of sense. And that right there, that's how the shit used to be. Right now, I call it the Mayweather era. Once the Floyd effect came, the Mayweather effect, a lot of shit just changed. A lot of shit just changed. And now y'all want to dick ride, excuse my language, the niggas want to dick ride Turkey like he's saving boxing. The nigga ain't saving boxing, bro.
He's not.
Nobody can come and save boxing, man.
I remember
trying to change shit.
I remember when HBO did a double header. They did a double special. They had Roy Jones fighting in Miami, Florida. They had Bernard Hopkins fighting in Reading, Pennsylvania. So that's 2 different cities, 2 different states, networks in both. They both being televised.
Yeah.
Right? You see what I'm saying? Like, if Floyd Mayweather was fighting in Vegas, but you had motherfucking Canelo fighting in Miami.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? You can double it up like that. You can have 2 main events in the same night. You can have 3 main events in the same night. These fighters gotta fight, bro. It's too many of them sitting on the sidelines. It's too many champions in recess. It's too much bullshit going on, bro. How the fuck? What's a champion in recess? If the nigga can't fight past the belt, and it's too many fighters out here that we want to see. A fight champion in recess. Type of shit is that, bro? Unless that man is literally hurt, ain't no champion in recess.
And no, and that's the crazy thing about with this Tank shit that I see. Tank was the champion recess, then Schofield when Body was going to fight, and now Tank back, whatever, he's back to being the champion and shit. It's like that champion recess shit gotta go. I'm gonna be real, that shit gotta go. Because if I'm a champion recess, then who's the fucking real champion? If let's say you win the belt and I'm a champion, who's the real champion? Who's the real motherfucking champion? Hey, Kyoto, fucking up. I mean, like, that'd be the crazy thing.
Hey, if I lose you, I'm coming right back on because it's gonna disconnect from my Wi-Fi. So if I lose you, I'm coming right back.
I'm gonna run this joint up, put it on the joint. Oh, this shit ain't weird. Yeah, man, but yeah, we had a great show today, y'all. We cooking today. This show, man, shout out my brother pulling up on me, man. I mean, but at the end of the day, boxing gotta be saved, y'all. Let me go upstairs. Boxing gotta be saved. Yeah. Boxing gotta be saved. Give me a second. Let me look this shit up. But yeah, I want other people to know too, man. This Gary Russell and Pitbull situation, you know, is being talked about. It's in talks, so I don't know if it's really happening or not, you know. But shout out my brother pulling up on me today, man. It's been a while, y'all. This is how we cook, man. All truth, man. All truth. You hear me? You know, okay, fuck. Yeah, I want to see, Oh man. Go. My apologies, y'all. No, I don't know. It's like motherfuckers zapping us right now. But yeah, you know, we need boxing back. We definitely need boxing back, y'all. You know, like the world sport of boxing. You know, not all of this other side of the street type shit. None of that. We need real boxing back, man. Because the pure people that love the sport of boxing, like myself, like my brother Kendrell. Shout out my brother H Money Santos Boxing. We fight all night. Round one, front line. Shout out D1, Mata. Shout out my brother Mill City. Shout out Najee from Cigar Talk. You already know my brother H Money Boxing. Listen, man, like we really love this sport. We really love the sport. We grew up in the sport. We know how the sport is. And what we seeing right now, you know, I always call it the Mayweather effect, you know, by all people always trying to keep their everybody just worried about the money. But you got to build yourself. You got to build yourself as a fighter to get to that money. You know, just like we was talking about the Keyshawn situation. You know, I like Keyshawn as a fighter, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, professional wise, you know, who did you really fight? And then the person you were supposed to fight, you know, it was like a duck, you know. But if they was like a European or anybody from across the water, they always mention a person like a Loma, a person that got anybody that got over 100 to 150 amateur fights. You know, when it comes to American, they don't put that on us. It's all about who did you fight, you know, and it's the truth. Who did you fight when you turn pro? You know, fuck what you did in the amateurs. Is who did you fight when you turn pro? And for a lot of people, you know, that I know of, you know, growing up, when you turn professional, you on the Shitland circuit, you on the club circuit. So you'll build yourself to 20 fights. Then after 20 fights, you'll start fighting the top prospects till you get to like 25, 30. Then you start fighting the contenders and getting into championship fights. But nowadays, when like, I'm going to use Xander Zayas for an example, you know, he's been signed the top rank since he was 16 years old. So from 16 to now, they built, even though you signed to a big promotional company, they still built him in the Shitland club circuit type of resume. That's what he had. So you're really not getting the top fights at I'm using Xander for a reason because people bitch about Boots ain't fight. Of course, his first 20 fights he was in the Shitland circuit. He was in the club circuit. Karen Duncan signed him, and then from there, you know, we started to get the Armando Alvarez fight on up. You know, he was Virgil Ortiz, you know, before Virgil Ortiz. You feel me? Raymond Serrano was a Xander Zayas before Xander Zayas, and majority of these peoples is Olympians. When Boots fought Armando Alvarez, they fought for the WBC. If I'm not mistaken, it was the WBC silver. You feel me? And but the point I'm making is the club circuit and becoming professional, you know. And with Keyshawn, you know, his resume is still a club circuit resume. It's not really a big promotional resume, you know. And what I mean by that is the names. De Los Santos could have been one of those names, you know, but you didn't fight him. You know, we go on Jermaine Ortiz. Shout out Jermaine Ortiz. You got him under your belt. You got a Pedraza that Tank already beat up, you know. But it's cool for these people to mention all of these people names, right? When they like, I beat Pedraza, I beat Fonseca, I beat such and such. But when Tank mentioned them, and they on his resume, he was the first to knock him out, it don't count. But the point I'm making is, I know I probably sound a little confusing, is because my mind everywhere is, you know, he still got a lot of growing. And what I mean by that is, even though I still pick him to beat Devin, you know, the only reason I pick him to beat Devin because, you know, with Devin and Ryan shit. But at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 fight. Really, I'm gonna keep it tall. You know, it can be a 50-50 fight, 60-40 if you go by Dev experience. And what I mean by that is, you know, it's a 12-round fight. You're dealing with 12-round fighters. And when you deal with a 12-round fighter, it's a whole different ball game. You feel me? It's a whole different ball game because they know they plan. You feel me? They definitely know they plan. They know the rounds to take and they know the rounds to take off. You know, I always tell my son this. It's about becoming a 12-round fighter. As long as you know that you're a 36-minute fighter, well, you should be more than that, like an hour fighter, etc. But it's that tank. Your engine and your legs is going to get you far, you know. And one thing about Key, you know, just just you dealing with Wu Albright, who really, like I always said, like he go to work for 12 hours, and when he get off work, take care of his family, then he go to the gym like for 4 or 5 hours and train. When you dealing with Devin Haney, he living the same lifestyle you living. He in camp just like you, you know. And no, Mickey is there. Mickey is there. And by Key not being with Bomac no more, it's like what data your corner gonna download, you know? I know what I'm about to say would be crazy when people mention experience. I'm gonna be like, well, the nigga sparred Bud Crawford a bunch of times. He got rounds in with Bud and Shakur. But that shit don't mean, it really don't mean nothing, because we just watch, Raymond Ford spar Shakur. He sparred all southpaws, bro. And Oshaki came in the ring and just stood orthodox the whole time. Fucked this whole game plan up. And it's like what Key is, we seen the frustration in your face in the Wu Albright situation. We watched Dev drop Norman. Could that hook or that overhand do the same thing to Key in the spur of the moment when everything is really heating up? Or could it be the other way? One thing we know about Dev, he's a warrior. He get dropped, he's going to get back up. It don't fucking matter. He's going to get back up, and he's going to make the fight look like how it was looking before. Either he can get dropped, get back up, and take over the fight. But it depends. But this one right here, it's experience versus amateur experience. Even though they both got amateur bouts, but I'm pretty sure Keyshawn got more victories, being an Olympian and all that shit. But pro wise, the amateurs ain't 12 rounds. Now, I mean, that shit ain't 36 minutes. So it's going to be something good and great to see. It's going to be something good and great to see. I'm not going to change my pick, but it's going to be a tough one for Keyshawn. That's one thing I can say. It's going to be a tough one for Keyshawn. I only come at Dev about how he got his old back. I'm gonna keep it tall. I ain't going to stray away from nothing. I'm just gonna keep that shit real. But yeah, man, it's one of those fights, man. If it happens, Dev accept the 144. So we shouldn't be seeing no motherfucking Keyshawn versus Devin Haney if he accept the 144. I'm gonna go down there to fight you at 144. Let's make it happen. So we're gonna see how this shit take place. But if Keyshawn get the situation, and just like my guy Rel mentioned, Keyshawn beat Devin Haney, Shakur, you gotta fight Keyshawn. There is no way around that shit, bro. You gotta fight Keyshawn. You're gonna have to fight him. But if Shakur and Dev do fight first, hey, Keyshawn, you got a Rohan Blanco, you got a Brian Norman Jr., and this can be the co-main event. And the winner out of that get the winner out of the championship fight. You feel me? That'd be a banger. That'd be an absolute banger. That'd be an absolute banger, because what? If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Brian Norman Jr. still, but he ranked number 2? Shit, I'm gonna be real. If Devin Haney fight Pacquiao, get some fucking money, fight Pacquiao. Know what I mean? Shit, Pacquiao, out of all them names on that motherfucking joint, Pacquiao he gonna cash out for real. Pacquiao gonna be the biggest check, But fighting a hungry young lion, I see. One thing I know, I see what Mickey Bay and Bill Haney see. I seen it with Brian Norman, and I know I can't give it up because I like Key. But shout out my brother Rel, who gave y'all a little bit of it. He gave y'all a little bit of it. And I know, because once he said it, I seen it. I said, damn. I know Mickey and Bill watching. I know they watching. And Dev and Mickey, man, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I don't get any like the Jose Ramirez, you know. Like I said, I only talk bad about that fight because what he did with the Ryan fight. But if he would have never did that with the Ryan fight, man, that nigga footwork was so tremendous. Now listen, that nigga footwork was so tremendous. William Skull took a page out of Devin book and beat Canelo. William Skull beat Canelo. He might have ran, whatever y'all say. It's called boxing, hit and not get hit. That's how you do it. You know, he came back and gave us the Norman situation. Even with the bow and arrow jab, that overhand was something spectacular. You know, and great minds think alike, y'all. Great minds think alike. And at the end of the day, no, I'm gonna say it's a 50-50 fight because I like Keyshawn. You know, but if you use experience, I'm talking about pro experience, not amateur experience. You can do it a 60-40, 70-30. And I'm just talking about IQ, y'all. I'm talking about being a 12-round fighter. You know, like a Boots, like a Tank, like a Shakur, like a Devin, like a Crawford, like a Canelo, like a Floyd, Bernard, Andre Ward. You feel me? Tommy Hearns, motherfucking Sugar Ray, Marvin, Hagler, the GOAT. You feel me? I can keep going down the line. Or you can be a bunch of, no, Mike Tyson, my favorite heavyweight, but you can be a Mike Tyson. And you only, once you get past 4 or 5 rounds, nigga, you ain't really that. You know? You're not really that. You know, you probably got the punching power and shit, you know, knocking people out, but you not really a 12-round fighter. You know, so a motherfucker can take you into those deep waters and drown you. Like a Benavidez, a 12-round fighter, he can take you into those deep waters and drown you. You know? And that's what Schofield, you know, even though Keyshawn went 12 rounds, but bro, like, you ain't really go 12 with Ortiz because the stoppage was bad. You feel me? And if I'm not mistaken, I guess, was Jermaine Ortiz ever stopped before the Keyshawn fight? Or he went the distance with him? I got to go back and check that out because it's been a while ago. But I'll correct it when I come back on live. But at the end of the day, we watch Keyshawn go 11 rounds. And he won, if I'm not mistaken, he went the distance with Albright. So you go to the distance with Wu Albright, who doesn't have a full camp, you know, but shows that he's strong. You know, shows that he's super strong. What you're gonna do, you know, and I'm saying it, yo, even though I'm still picking Keyshawn, what are you gonna do with a person that has the IQ the same as you? You know, every fighter punch hard, y'all. So don't believe a person got pillar. Every fighter punch hard. Every fighter is punching. But it's all about being that 12-round fighter, man. It's all about what you're going to do in those 12 rounds, what rounds you're going to take off, you know? And just by me seeing Keyshawn change, like the second time back with his old coaches, and Bo Mack and them had him a little bit more discipline in the pocket. You know, had him fighting more smarter, you know? And the reason I say that and state that, because this is how we grew to love Keyshawn, right? Jay Opataya. I watched a nigga named Ja Opataya, Jay Opataya, whatever. I'm watching this brother come out his mouth. Bro, you had an IBF title. If you would have still held that IBF title, you and David Benavidez could have unified. But don't nobody want to fight for no Zuffa belt. You can't fight for the Ring Magazine belt by itself because you need something to go with it. You know, you need a real body sanctioning title to go with that title, just to fight for that title. But Ja, his footwork is ass. You know, but when you ask the European people from across there, they be like, oh, that nigga footwork, man. No, the fuck is not. I'll whoop his ass. You know? Floyd Schofield. You know, I understand you're a mandatory, and I'm big on champions fighting they mandatories. You know? But sometimes, man, it might be a little too early for you because you're going off a sparring situation. You know, you're going off what happened in sparring. And last time I checked, Lamont Roach, Frank Martin, Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, everybody that sparred Tank and got in the ring with him and they claim the fame was sparring, we seen what happened. He knocked them out. Just like, all right, for instance, Brian Norman claimed the fame was he dropped Bud in sparring, right? He made Bud take a knee, right? Supposedly. Allegedly, because we don't know. And I'm not believing that. And he supposedly, all right, he dropped Bud in sparring and he beat Tank up. That was Brian Norman Jr. claimed the fame at 16. Then he come to Philly and get his ass whipped by Boots. So Devin Haney mine is I beat Brian Norman Jr. and I dropped him. So if Brian Norman Jr. dropped Bud, I want to see where my game at. You know, the triangle effect doesn't work. Because I just was trying to, you see me try to say, well, Keyshawn was sparring Bud. He got multiple years. We talking about over 100, 200 fucking rounds in my Bud, allegedly. You know, I'm just adding extra. No, but at the end of the day, it's like, who? Who did you fight? Your resume should speak value. Who did you fight? You signed to a big promotional company, but your first 10, your first 14 fights is all Shitland club circuit fights. You feel me? And that's why I tell people, learn the business of boxing, because you'll build a fighter up. Once they get to 20-0, then you want to start putting them in there with certain type of prospects. Once they get to 25-0, then, you know, they fight better names. You know, you go from journey, then you start fighting better names like former champions to get under your resume. Soon you get to 30-0, you know, if you ain't a champion by now, you're going to be on your way to a championship fight and becoming a champion. You know, but your first 10, 20 fights is going to be Shitland club circuit fights. But when you sign fighters straight off the Olympics and they just turn pro, like a top rank, they build their fighters like on the Shitland and club circuit scene. And then they just end up getting the opportunity of a journeyman or a former champion. But right now, it's like everything is being forced upon these kids, you know, who's still building a resume. But now you in a situation where it's, bro, you gotta show up and show out. You gotta show up and show out, you know. And I'm glad Real pulled up, because, you know, it makes me go back to the drawing board, you know, and really stand on what I stand on, you know. Experience mean a lot, y'all. And we talking about as a pro. You know, every fighter got experience of going in that ring, putting gloves on, going in the ring, you know, but the pro experience is different from the amateur scene. You know, that's why I tell people, just go to the amateur rack, go to amateur fights, you will understand, you will see the difference. In some amateur fights, you're going to see certain fighters that controls the fight. Well, you can be like, oh, he can be a pro, you know? And because I always tell my son this, when you get in there, man, it's all about being a pro, son, you know? But at the end of the day, y'all, I'm up on out of here, man. I holler at y'all next time, man. This been a great one. This was a goodie today. Shout out my brother Kendrell pulling up, man. Shout out H Money. Shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. Hey, we fight all night. I appreciate you, my brother Amata. What up? You know, hey, Mill City, my nigga Jay. Shout out Mill City, man. June 27th, man. Virginia Beach, y'all. Pull up. It's a watch party. The biggest watch party in the East Coast is going down. Virginia Beach. Trust me, if I wasn't on house arrest, I'll be there. I would have went to the fight, showed my face, and I would have went down to VA. You hear me? And I would have been there. I would have been tuned in, you know. But Virginia Beach, Mill City Boxing, Zab, Judah, Jay, they will be there. The biggest watch party on the East Coast, you know. Xander Boots, you know, the 27th this week. Bam Vargas, you know. And yes, you know, you see the thumbnail, you know, Pitbull, Gary Russell in talks. It's going to be a banger. Hopefully, you know, 9 times out of 10 is going to happen. Well, I'm up on out of here.